Hello everyone, welcome to yet another live with THiNC Institute of Design. Welcome to the NATA Sprint that we will be conducting, wherein we will be focusing mainly on those aspirants who are going to write the exam on the Sunday. I hope most of you have got your admit cards and you are all ready and pumped up with your preparations. In this session today, we would be having three faculty who would be discussing about three various topics. So we would be discussing mainly the previous year questions. If there are any doubts that you want to clear, please feel free to post it in the live chat box. Our faculty would be happy to take them. So we would be discussing mostly the 2021 NATA 1, 2, 3 previous year questions that have been asked. We have three different topics and they would share some of the similar questions that has been asked. UC type of questions are also something that is important when we are talking about NATA exams. Some of the tricks, and also if there are any questions, doubts and all, you can clear them via the live chat box. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome once again to this NATA Sprint session about NATA 2022 attempting. We have three faculty who would be joining in this live. The first session would be taken by Venkatesh sir, and the topic would be Arithmetic Aptitude, which he would be dealing with. We'll be having that session for around 4:15 p.m., followed by which we would be having a session on non-verbal reasoning by Chandu sir. So that would be also around 5:15. And the last session for the day today would be from around 5:15 to 6:15, and that would be dealing with general knowledge and current affairs. So these are the three sessions that we have scheduled for today. Any questions that you have not found answers or you are probably confused about, you can share them in the live chat box. Our faculty would be taking them one by one. Okay. So without any delay, I would invite our faculty, Venkatesh sir. Venkatesh sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
So, sir, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Yes, thank you. So, yeah, good afternoon to one and all here, and also those live aspirants who are about to take your NATA, those who are going to appear for your NATA exam. So, my best wishes, anyways, at the beginning itself, I just want to convey it. And here for the next 1 hour, we are going to have the arithmetic part discussion going on. Okay, all right, yes. I hope my voice is audible to you. And also, let me just share my screen and make sure you're able to see the screen also. Okay, all right. Yeah, fine. Yes. So hope all of you can follow the screen. Okay, you'll be able to see the screen. Yes. Yeah, okay. Fine. Yeah, okay. Yes, fine. So now just if we see about the arithmetic part of NATA exam. Okay, fine, yes. So this arithmetic involves most aptitude topics that are required. Okay, all right. So maybe you would have seen different concepts and different types of questions appeared in the previous year's NATA exam. So when you just have a follow-up, you will be able to realize that those questions are from the concepts and topics. Let us try to list them, few of that. Okay, fine, yes. So when it comes to arithmetic, most questions will fall under the concepts of percentage, and then we would have questions based on profit loss. This also will be involved. And then next, we do have questions based on average and then ratios. These base questions will be there. And if at all you see, you do even have questions based on most important or most widely asked questions are from the region of geometry mensuration. So geometry and mensuration, these areas are going to be very important. And also, as I said, like these questions are going to be, this area is going to be widely, I mean the weightage of the number of questions you're going to get from this area is going to be quite more than compared to the other areas. Okay, yeah, that's it. And then you do even have questions based on time and work, then time distance. So these are the frequently asked questions from these areas. Okay, all right, yes. So when you come to see about quants part, these are going to be the areas. Okay, so these are particularly from the quants part. And also you do have questions based on logical reasoning. Reasoning also you do have questions. So I'll just come out with few of those sample concepts or topics under which you would get reasoning questions. You do have questions based on directions, and you will have questions. You can see questions based on blood relations, and you will see questions based on series, like number series, alphabetical series. So, and then figures based questions, all these things you would be able to see. Okay. So I'm just listing out the most popular, most frequent areas under which we will be getting the questions. Okay. All right. Yes. And meanwhile, please make sure whether you can see the words, whatever I'm writing on the screen, whether they are, whether you're able to understand it. Okay. Fine. Yes. Make sure that also maybe when it is writing on the screen, you may not find it to be, sometimes it may not be clear. So make sure the things which are written. And yeah, you can use the live chat box to come out with your doubts, as sir said. Yeah, I think we can begin. Okay, fine, yes. And also you see that since we are going to work out arithmetic problems, you see that you are following the things very clearly. And at the same time, you're noting down the things. Okay, fine, yes, because we have very short time duration in which we are going to see as possible as more things. For that reason, it would be better you actively participate and you actively like you interact with this and you come cope up with the things. Okay, yeah, fine, yes. So yeah, I believe you would have taken this, you would have seen this. Yeah, okay. And yeah, of course, yeah, let me just scroll down a bit. Okay, yes. Now, I think better we can start with the questions. And we are going to pick up questions which are from the previous year's NATA exam itself. Okay, all right, yes, fine, yes. So yeah, I'll just give you the questions on the screen itself. Okay, I'll just present the questions on the screen. I'll just paste and post the questions on the screen so that you can also view those questions. And right away, we will try to solve those problems. Okay, all right. Yes, here is the first question for you. Here's the first question. And yeah, of course, this question is from the concept of number series. Number series. So let's have a view on what question is given to us. Find out the wrong number in the given series. So this is going to be our question. So find out the wrong number. Now, what do you mean by wrong number? So you have a number series question, and the thing is, you will find a sequence of numbers given there in the question. And definitely, whenever a number series is given there, obviously there will be some hidden pattern behind that series. Is it or not? So you will definitely have a hidden pattern. Now, our task is to tap out and find out what pattern the sequence is following, the series is following. Now, among that one, here, if you see these numbers, these terms here, there's one number that is going to be wrongly placed, and our task is to pick that number. Okay, fine. Yes. Those of you who are following, maybe you yourself can also try giving an attempt in solving the problem. Yes. So yeah, of course, you can also try the questions. Around some 30 people are watching the session, I believe. So you can also you can also try doing the question. I hope the question is also clearly visible to you, right, students? Yes. Yeah, yes, okay. Yeah, shall we try this? Shall we give a try? Yes, okay, fine. So first of all, I'll also take down the series 15, 16, 34, 104, 424, 2125, and 12,756. Now look at the series. Whenever you are given a number series question, the very first observation you need to do there is you need to check whether the given series is an increasing sequence or it is a decreasing sequence. Fine, okay. Now, when you have a look at this given sequence itself, you can easily realize that this is an increasing sequence. See the size of the numbers, it is getting increased as go and going. Is it or not? So number size is increasing. So clearly this sequence is an increasing sequence. So immediately you should catch out the point that whether you can either check this series by addition or you can check it by multiplication. Okay, fine. Yes, or it can even be both this addition and multiplication. Why precisely this operations is only when you try to multiply or when you try to add numbers, you have chances of increasing the size of the numbers. Is it or not? That's going to be a basic logical sense, right? We can understand it, right? So the same way we can apply our thinking here. So in that case, if you look at this sequence, it is an increasing. So we will try doing with addition or multiplication. But when you see the size of these numbers, you have a drastic increase, right? See here we have a 2-digit number, then immediately it jumps to a 3-digit, 2-digit, then 3-digit, then 4-digit, 5-digit. So that means you can expect there should be a multiplication. Okay, fine. Yes, let's try doing this. So start from the first number, 15 you have. So 15 into one time. If I try 15 into one time, it will give me 15. But I have my second term as 16. So that means 15 ones are 15. That means to get the 16, they have added one more. So 15 into 1 plus 1, that gives you 16. That's it, right? So now let's try doing the same kind of connection from the second term to third term. So this is like 16 and 34. It is almost like 2 times, right? So 16 twos are is going to be 32, right? And 32 you get it. And from there they have added plus 2. So 32 plus 2, that gives you 34. All right, okay, yes, right, okay, yeah, yes. And next, continue the same. So 34 and 104, almost it is like 3 times. We'll try to watch out 3 times. So 34 into 3 will give you how much? 34 threes are, it will basically give you 102. Is it or not? Yes. Now you see the chain following: into 1 plus 1, into 2 plus 2. And next, by the same logic, it has to be into 3 plus 3. Is it or not? So now check it. 34 into 3 will be 102, and 102 plus 3 would actually give you 105. That should be the right answer, right? That should have occupied this place. 105 should have occupied this position, but instead of 105, you see a number 104 lying there. Is it or not? Yes. But anyways, to confirm it, let's try continuing the pattern, whether the logic what we are following is correct or not. To ensure that, let us try to continue the pattern. Let us see what happens. 105 into 4 plus 4. Try doing it. 105 into 4 plus 4. So 105 into 4 will be 420. And 420 plus 4 is exactly 424. So that means the pattern is properly following, right? So you can even check this. 424 into 5 plus 5. This will give you this. So that means the pattern is uniformly followed here, but the chain is getting broken at the position of 104. That means the wrong number placed in this sequence, in this series, is going to be 104. 104 is the wrong number. Okay. So the answer for this question, the first question is 104 is the answer. I hope you understood that, right? Yes. So it's a simple sense of basic arithmetic calculation. That's it. Okay. Yes. So if I want to quickly say that, so you have a sequence. The first thing you have to observe in a given number series question is, you just check whether the given sequence is an increasing sequence or a decreasing sequence. If it is increasing, you can just think on the operations of plus or multiplication or both, the combination of both. Whereas if you come under decreasing sequence, if the sequence what you get is a decreasing sequence, try doing either subtraction or division. Because when you subtract or when you divide a number only with another number only, you have chances of getting reduced. You will have a decreasing sequence. Is it or not? That's a basic thing. Okay, fine, yes. So yeah, you can quickly take this. I believe you have taken this. All students, those of you who are listening this, maybe if you find it little hard to take a cope up, you can quickly take a screenshot also, right? Okay, that's an immediate process you can very easily do. Those of you looking at the session on your mobiles, you can take a quick screenshot also, so that you can save time in taking them. Yeah, okay, fine, yes. Shall we move on to the next question? Next question, yes, I'll come slightly down. Yes, okay. So we have successfully taken the first question. And please make sure, is there any doubts? Yeah, I can see most of you giving the answers. Very good, very good. Yes. Wishes for you. Okay, yeah, let's quickly jump to the next question. So the next question, again, we are going to take it from some kind of logical way. Okay, let's try to take it in a logical way. Yeah, here is another question. Let me see how far you will be able to answer this question. This is something based on clocks. Hope all of you are comfortable with clocks. Here is a question you can see out from clocks. How many times do the hands of the clock, both of the hands of the clock coincide in a day? Given a day contains 24 hours. So in one day, how many times the hands? So what do they refer to be the hands? Which two hands are they referring? Hands in the sense it refers to the hour hand and minute hand. Got it? Understand? So how many times in a day they both will be coinciding? And that's the question. Yeah, a few of you are giving your responses. I can see that. Good, nice. Any other answers? Yeah. You can, please. I would appreciate really if you all participate. Okay. Yeah, see, students, you're aspirants, right? You should not be feeling any kind of hesitation in giving the answers. Okay. Whether right or wrong, that is secondary, but you participate. That's the first part in learning. Okay, you see that you are actively participating and interacting. Yeah, good, nice to see. I can see a few of the answers in the live chat box. Great to see that. Yeah, okay, fine. Yes, let's get into the approach, how we can solve the problem. So there's nothing big calculations involved here in this question. Rather, we have to logically think. Okay, so just we have to look at the clock. A clock is a very common device we look n number of times in our daily basis. Is it or not? So yes. Okay. So we just have a calculative question here, but there's nothing big to do with calculation or use any formula. It's just a logical sense. Okay, fine. Yes. So this question simply asks you for how many times the hour hand and minute hand, they both coincide in the clock in one particular day. I mean, within 24 hours. That's a question. Okay, all right. Let's try to examine when it happens. Okay. So you can observe that this process happens exactly at 12 o'clock. Is or no? You imagine the hands of the clock at the time 12 o'clock. In the clock, what happens? 12 o'clock exactly, both the hour hand and minute hand. I mean the small hand and the big hand. We call them to be the hour hand and minute hand technically. So they both will be exactly pointing out the number 12. Is it or not? Yes. Okay, fine. And after 12 o'clock, can you think of what will be the next moment the same process happens? At 12 o'clock this happens. And after 12 o'clock, when it will happen? After 12 o'clock. Any answers I can see? So 12 o'clock it happens. What about the next moment? Both the hands will be coinciding. Can you please tell anyone any answers I can see in the chat box, please? Any responses? No idea? Yeah, you can think it off, right? See here at 1.5 to 1.6, 1.5 plus. Okay, it is not exactly 1.5. It will be just few seconds more than 1.5. Okay, that's the reason I'm putting 1.5 plus. Okay, let us not get into the technical part in a very deeper thing. Just at 1.5 plus, it will happen for the next time. You can observe it, right? You imagine 1.5 to 1.6 in that gap duration, the same incident will again happen. So the hour hand and minute hand, they both will be coinciding. Okay, fine. Yes. Just don't conclude that this incident will happen at exactly 1.5. At 1.5, what will be happening? At 1.5, your hour minute hand will be exactly pointing the number 1, but your hour hand will be little bit ahead of that 1. You can technically see that. Okay, maybe if you have a clock or watch, you can set it and also see, right? Okay, you can easily observe that. So just above 1.5 it will happen. So now we can quickly process. Next is 210 plus, this will happen. Next 315 plus, it will happen. Then 420 plus, it will happen. 525 plus, it will happen. Then 630 plus, it will happen. 735 plus, it will happen. 840 plus, it will happen. 945 plus, it will happen. Then 1050 plus, it will happen. Then you don't have 1155 plus. That 1155 plus is cyclic. It's again 12 only. You got that? You got to understand that? Yes. So that means count how many times it is happening. In a duration of 12 hours, can you count and see how many times it happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 times this process happens. So for every 12 hours, 11 times both the hands coincide. But our question is, in a time duration of 24 hours, how many times it will happen? So for 12 hours, 11 times. Then for 24 hours, yeah, it would be just exactly the double of that. 22 times it will happen. So the answer is 22 times is the answer. Got it? I hope it makes you some sense. Understand it? Yeah, I can see majority of you have answered, have given the correct answer. Good, brilliant, very good. Yes, nice. Okay. So yeah, by this flow, shall we get into the next question? Ready for the next question? Yeah, of course, few of you, I can really realize that few of you are immediately able to give the answer, but the objective is all have to understand with the proper concept. That's the reason we are getting into a few kind of description part also. Okay, the explanation part also. Okay, fine. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let me come down. Yeah, we shall try the next question. So let me give you a next question. Okay, here is a question from mensuration and geometry. Okay, let's see how far you can try this question. Yeah, let me give the question on the screen. Just a moment. Your question will be presented. Yeah, now, yeah, here is a question ready available. Yeah, put your eyes on the screen. What is the percentage increase in the area of a rectangle if each of its sides is increased by 20%? So here is a question that is based on the application of percentage in mensuration. So such a way you have a question. So again, a kind of basic question only, not a very hard question. So aspirants who are viewing this, you can try that question. Okay, of course. Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, before this, I'm able to see a common doubt from one of the audience, exactly to say from Archana, how to find the exact time. Yeah, okay, yes, that's a good question I have received. So very good question. So how I can predict the exact time? That's the thing, right? Yeah, of course we'll be able to predict the exact time also. That is also possible. But you will not be able to find it in the what to say. It involves some kind of other deeper concepts also. Okay, fine. Yes, that involves a basic kind of process. Okay. Anyways, to get that clarity, let me come back to the same problem. Yeah, just for a sample, I'll definitely try to give you that. Okay, fine. Yes. So because my duty is to clear your doubts also. So yeah, let me take this space. So yeah, aspirants, just a moment. We'll just clarify this doubt and then get into the next problem. Okay. So how can you get the exact time? That's my question, right? So yeah, okay. So just now we got to realize that for every 12 hours, this process happens for 11 times. Correct? Okay. So okay. So the first thing is we got that at 12 o'clock, both the hands coincide. That we are very sure. Now, after 12 o'clock, exactly at what time both the hands will be meeting? That's my next doubt comes, right? Okay. So if I want to find the exact time, what process I have to do? That's all. Okay. Yes, fine. The process is going to be quite simple, but we need to have a logical understanding here. The thing is, I got to know that in 12 hours, it happens for 11 times. So far, each time it is happening, it will take how much? It will take how much time? I mean, for one time, it will take 12 by 11 hours. You understand that? Are you able to understand it? Is it making sense? 11 times in 12 hours. So one time it will take 12 by 11 hours. So that means what I can understand here is this process will happen for once in each 12 by 11 hours. Okay, technically what is 12 by 11 hours? Just we'll try to calculate. 12 by 11 hours will be equal to, can you change it to a normal fraction? I mean a mixed fraction. 12 by 11 will become 1 by 11 hours. Is it or not? Is it or not? Because I try to divide this 12 by 11, I will get 1 times and the remainder will be 1. So 1 by 11 hours. Now, once again, try to rewrite this 1 hour. 1 by 11 becomes, what about 1 by 11 hours? 1 by 11 hours, I can technically write it as 1 by 11 into 60 minutes. Because I want to find the minutes also, right? That's the reason. So 1 by 11 into 60. So can you try to find out what is 1 by 11 into 60? 1 by 11 into 60 will be nothing but 60 by 11. You got the reason why am I multiplying by 60? The reason is 1 hour is 60 minutes. I have 1 by 11 hours. To convert it into minutes is why I multiply this 60. So 1 by 11 into 60 will be 60 by 11. So 60 by 11 will give me 5 by 11 minutes. Are you okay with the process what we are actually doing? So 1 hour, 5 by 11 minutes it will take. Okay. So this is what is the exact time. If you want to further continue, you can even change this fraction 5 by 11 minutes as seconds. Because we had hours in the fraction, we took that extra fraction part and converted to minutes. And if you want to further proceed, you can even change this 5 by 11 minutes as seconds. That is also possible. Okay, fine, yes. So you can do that. No issues with that. So if you want to predict the exact time, the time will be 1:05 5 by 11 minutes. This is the exact time the process will happen. I think now it is giving you a clarity. Is it making sense? Yeah, okay, fine. So this is the actual procedure to find out the exact time. So all, like for each time, for each one time, it will take 12 by 11 hours. That 12 by 11 hours, I'm converting as minutes and seconds. Okay, further, if you want to convert, you can do that. So that will give you the exact time. So after 12 o'clock, the next time the same incident will happen will be 1 o'clock, 5 minutes and extra 5 by 11 minutes. That's all. And as I told, if you want to further continue, you can continue with 5 by 11 to convert into seconds. That will give you. Now, is that okay? Fine. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Coming back to our next problem. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I can see most of you completed and gave the answers. Some of you, many of you give the answers. Yeah, okay, yes. How can we approach this question? So basically, if you see what is the percentage increase in the area of a rectangle when each of the sides are increased by 20%. Okay, fine, yes. Of course, let's do a kind of very easy approach. Okay, let's not get into much of algebra or equations. Let's make the process very simple. We'll play with numbers itself. Maybe that will give you the answer very easily. Okay, let me take a rectangle. And yes, students, how do we call the sides of a rectangle? We'll call the sides of the rectangle to be length and breadth. I hope you don't have any doubts with that, right? So length and breadth are the sides of a rectangle, the measures of a rectangle. Okay, fine, yes. Now what happens is, let us fix the original length and original breadth to be 10 and 10. So as to make the process so easy, we'll take it like this. Maybe some of you will wonder like, if you take it to be 10 and 10, this is the square. You'll think like that. No issues. Even a square is a rectangle. Is it or not? Yes, there's no doubt in that, right? If you take a square, even a square, a square also satisfies all properties of a rectangle. Okay, yes. So that means length is 10 and breadth is 10. This is going to be our rectangle. Now tell me what would be the area of our rectangle? If length is 10 and breadth is 10, what about the area? Area will be, you know how to calculate the area of a rectangle, right? Length into breadth. So what is our area here? Any response? No answers. Length into breadth, is it or not? So L into B, which will give you how much? 100. So 100 is our original area. So the original rectangle's area is obtained to be 100. Okay, fine, good. Yeah. Now what happens? You are going to increase the length and also the breadth of the area of the rectangle. Okay, fine, yes. And by how much? And by how much you are going to increase? You are going to increase it by 20%. That's what is given. Okay. Now what will happen to the new length and new breadth? Shall we try to calculate? Shall we try to calculate? So you are increasing the length and also the breadth by 20%. That's what is mentioned in the question. You can see that clearly. Now the original length is 20. Now if you increase the 10 by 20%, what will be the new value? That's what we have to think. It's simple to perform. Okay, what is 20% of 10? What is 20% of 10? Answer. It's 2, right? It will be 2. Correct. Okay, fine. Yes. So that means your length is increased by 2. So your new length becomes 10 plus 2, which will become 12. And same happens for the breadth also. Breadth was also 10 according to our consideration. Breadth was 10. This is also increased by 20%. So 10 plus 2. Again, our breadth becomes 12. Now length is 12 and also breadth is 12 for the new rectangle form. Now what about the new area? What about the new area? Yeah, good. New area will be, original area was 100. New area of the rectangle will be, that will be, it's simply 12 into 12. Is it or not? 12 12s are. That gives you how much? 12 12s are will be 144. Is that or not? Yeah, 144. So that means original area was 100, new area is 144. So this itself is enough for you to confirm the answer. So the percentage increase in the area is going to be, it is increased from 100 to 144. So that means 44 is increased out of 100. So if you see it as a percentage, it is just 44%. And that's the answer. So answer for this question is 44% is the answer. Got it? Understood? Is it making sense? Are you able to get convinced? That's what I want to ask. Is that clear? And one more thing, I'll just remind you here itself. Not that only when you take length as 10 and breadth as 10, you will be getting the answer. You can take any value. You take a length as 20 and breadth as 10. Even then, you will happen to get the same answer to be the final answer. Got it? Okay, fine. Yes. Yes. Numerically, the answers, the quantities will be changing. The area will be changing. But still, the final answer, what you find for percentage, that remains the same. So it will be 44%. That is the grand answer. Fine. Okay. All right. Yes. Ready for the next problem? Shall we go for the next problem? Shall we have the next question? Next one. So here I found the next question for you. Yeah, okay. Here is the next question. But before that, any doubts with this question, please? If any, you can please let me know. Clear? Okay, fine, yes. So I'll scroll down the page. So your next question for this session is going to be, yeah, here is the next question for you. Maybe I'll just magnify a bit because the question size is too small for you to see on the screen. I think now it looks better, right? Yes. Okay, fine. So here is a question. This is from the concept of I can say boats and streams. So this is a subtopic from the concept of time, speed, and distance. So here is a question for you. A man's swimming speed with the current is 15 km/h. So that means a man is going to swim in the water. So if he is going to swim along with the water, okay, a man's speed with the current. So with the current, that means what? So you have a technical name for that. What do you mean by that? With the current? That means the man is sailing. The man is swimming along with the water, along with the water's direction. That is the meaning of this. So how do you call this? You have a name in terms of boats and streams. You call this downstream. Okay. So the downstream speed is given to be what? It is given to be 15 km/h. And how do you have the downstream value? Downstream value will be nothing but speed of the man plus speed of the stream. So m plus s. This is what is 15. Fine. Okay. Yes. Given the speed of the current is 2.5 km/h. What do you mean by speed of the current? Speed of the current means that is what represents s. S is equal to 2.5 km/h. Okay. Fine. Yes. Now, what is that they're asking in the question? What about the speed of the man against the current? Against means opposite of water. What will be the answer? If the person is going to swim opposite of water, then that time what would be the speed? This is the question. Any answers? Any answers, please? So swimming along with the water is 15. So swimming along means man speed plus stream speed. They both get added. Right? Yes. So that is equal to 15. Now you got to have the value of s given in the question itself. S is equal to 2.5. Fine. Okay. So you can put s is equal to 2.5 here. You can put it here. So you will get m plus 2.5 is equal to 15, which gives you m is equal to 12.5. That means the man's speed alone will be 12.5 km/h. You got this? But the question is asking for what? What is the man's speed against the water? Against means what is the meaning? Now this time the man is going to swim opposite to the water's direction. That's the meaning of against. You call that to be upstream. So always remember these two things, downstream and upstream. Downstream means what? Downstream means swimming along with the water, same direction. Upstream means against, opposite to the water. Fine, okay? Now what happens to upstream? Upstream means the man should now swim opposite to the water. So that means what happens? The man's speed will be affected by the stream speed. So that means as a result, the net speed will be m minus s. So m minus s will be 12.5 minus 2.5, which will give you the answer as 10 km/h. That will be the answer. So answer for this question is 10 km/h is the answer. Is that clear? Is that okay? Fine. Yeah, very good. Good, nice. Such an easy question, right? Yes. Now we'll try. Now next we'll try solving a kind of a bit moderate level question. Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. Not too easy. Not too easy. A kind of moderate question we'll try to solve now. So yeah, yes. Hope you are You are okay with this question, right? Is this question okay, all of you? Yeah, I believe it is okay for you. Let us move on to the next question. I'll just scroll down the screen. Yeah, okay, yes. Yeah, okay. So the next question for you is going to be, yeah, here is a question. A farmer traveled a distance of 61 kilometers in 9 hours. So that means a farmer is there. The person is going to travel a total distance of, sorry, okay, as farmer is going to travel a total distance of, so what is the total distance here? Total distance given here is 61 kilometer, for which the person takes totally time of 9 hours. Okay, we'll note this. He traveled partly on foot at 4 kilometers per hour and partly on bicycle at 9 kilometers per hour. Okay, understood? I hope the question is clear to you. So that means let me draw it this way. Okay, so I'll come a bit down. Okay, yeah, fine. So this person is going to travel. This person is going to travel. Let us take, this is the entire distance. Okay, this is going to be the entire distance. Now the person is going to travel a part of the distance. Okay, a part of the distance he is going to travel by foot. Foot speed is 4 kilometers per hour, and the remaining distance is going to try by cycle, and cycle speed is 9 kilometers per hour. Okay, fine, yes. But the total entire distance is going to be 61 kilometers. Now, what is the question? Now, the question is, what is the distance traveled on foot? That means this distance is how much? That's the question. Is that clear? I hope the question is clear to you. And as usual, if at all you want to give a try, you can give a try solving this question. Yeah? Maybe if you want, you can try. Let me give you some few seconds time. Or you try to have some approach. You just even try to think of some approach how we can solve the problem. Maybe that will also help you to get the answer. Hope the question is clear, right? So a person is totally traveling 61 kilometers. One part he is traveling by foot at 4 kilometers per hour, and the remaining part he travels by cycle 9 kilometers per hour. And totally he takes 9 hours. So now the question is like, how much distance he is traveling by foot? This is the question. Okay, yeah, fine. Shall we see some approach how this question can be solved? So what I will tell is, like, for these kind of questions, if at all you are given options, you can try working this question through options itself. But unfortunately, here we have only the question given. So we need to technically solve it and then get the answer. So let us see the approach, how we can solve it. Okay, all right, yes, fine. Now, if you see, the person is going to travel by foot. This is what, how much distance? That's a question. So let's do something here. We will take this foot distance as some x kilometer. This is x kilometer. Then that means, can you tell how much will be the cycle distance he will be covered? He would have covered. If foot distance is assumed to be x, then what will be the cycle distance? Can anyone please tell that? Can anyone tell, please? Yeah, we'll see the approach. Yes, of course, we'll see that. Yeah. Yeah, of course, the remaining distance, right? You know, the total is 61 kilometers, right? So that means if foot part is x, then cycle part will be 61 minus x. That's it. Very good. So now what are we going to do is, we are going to frame an equation. Okay, frame an equation. So how are we going to frame is foot time plus cycle time he is going to spend. This total should be equal to 9 hours. Shall we frame an equation? Shall we frame an equation? I believe you know the basic relation between time, speed, and distance. Okay, time, speed, and distance. What is speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. And what is time taken? Time will be equal to distance by speed. Is it or not? So let us use time equal to distance by speed. That relation to solve this problem. Ready? Okay, fine. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now come here. Foot time. The time taken to travel by foot. According to our assumption, distance is x. So x divided by, for which what is the speed he is taking? Speed is 4 km per hour. So by 4 plus, now what about the cycle time? Cycle distance is 61 minus x divided by cycle, what speed is traveling? By 9. I hope you understand that, right? So foot time, if I want to calculate, foot distance by foot speed, x by 4. Cycle time, if I want to calculate, cycle's distance by cycle speed. This is what I'm doing. This total will be equated to 9. I hope now, after this, you will be able to continue and get the answer. Can I expect the answer, please? Now can I get the answer? Now can I get the answer? Please. Because here, after you need to solve and get the answer for x. That will give you the answer. That's all. Answers? Any answers? $16. Few of you I'm getting the answer is 16. Great. Yeah, shall we solve? Shall we solve this? Yeah, we shall solve it. Yes, yes. So when we try to solve this, first of all, I will get 4 9s are 36. This is my common denominator. And now I can cross multiply. 9 into x, this will be 9x plus 4 into 61 minus x. Multiply this 4 with each of the 61 and minus x. Okay, it will give you 4 into 61. So 4 into 61 will be basically 244. Is it or not? Minus 4 into x will be 4x. I hope you can understand what I'm doing here. So 4 into 61 minus x, right? So 4 into 61 is what is 244. Because 6 4s are 24, 1 4s are 4. I've written that. 4 into x is minus 4x is equal to 9. So now what I can do is, I will just pair up this one. Like 9x minus 4x. This will be 5x plus 244 will be equal to, just bring this divided by 36 to the right hand side. That goes like 9 into 36. 9 into 36. 9 into 36, I think it will be 324. Correct? So I'll slightly come down. So that means this will give you 5x is equal to 324 minus 244, which will be exactly 80. And so x will be equal to 80 by 5. 80 by 5. That will be exactly 16. So 16 kilometers. And that's the answer. That's the answer. So answer for this question is going to be 16 is the answer. Got it? Understand? Yes. So maybe if you want, I can slightly come down. Maybe if you want to verify, you can even check it. You can even check it. That means the person is traveling 16 kilometers in cycle. And the remaining is what? What will be the remaining? Remaining will be 45 kilometers, right? Because 61 minus 16, if you subtract it, you will get 45. 16 kilometers by foot he is traveling. I'm extremely sorry. And the remaining 45 kilometers by cycle he is traveling. So we know the foot speed is 4 kilometers per hour. So 16 by 4. Here he will take 4 hours. And this is 45 by 9. Here he will take 5 hours. And of course, the total is 9 hours. That's it, verified. So that means he is traveling by foot for 16 kilometers. That's the answer. Yeah. Yes, I can see the answers from you. Very good. I believe you can follow. Or please, students, let me know. Do you find it very hard? Please, if at all, you can please let me know that. Okay. Yes. If at all you find it to be very fast pace, I mean, it goes very fast. Or if at all it goes like any kind of confusion, please let me know that. Okay. Yes. Or any doubts are also okay. This is an open live session. Please try using it. You can feel free without any hesitation. You can ask the doubts. We are here to help you. Got it? Okay. I have got few more questions. Okay, let's try working out some other question also. So I have brought you some other questions. So yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, here is a question which is based on percentages. Yeah, let me give this question. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, okay. Let's see how far you can solve the next problem. So here is your next question. Yeah, here is the next question. Have a look. So you can just try working this question. So just for a moment, can you just see the question? Can you please see the question? Here is a question from percentages. You have this question from percentage. In an election, a candidate is getting 84% of the votes, and the person is elected by a majority of 476 votes. Then what's the total number of votes polled in that election? That's the question. So yeah, so this is a kind of application question you can get from percentages. Hope you're able to understand the question, right? So a person is standing in an election. The person is receiving 84% of the votes. And the person is winning by a majority of 476 votes. Be careful with the words, how it is used there in the question. So percentage wise, the person gets 84% of the votes. And he is elected by a majority of 476 votes. So now what do you mean by that? So what about the candidate's votes? The person gets 84% of the votes. Okay, yes, fine. Now what do you mean by this majority of 476 votes? The meaning is quite simple. Okay, it's going to be quite simple. Let me try to make you understand that. Okay, yes. See, if the person is getting 84% of the total votes, then what does it mean? The remaining votes will be how much? Then the remaining votes will be how much percentage? What about the remaining percentage? Can you please tell me what will be the remaining? The remaining will be. So if 84 is that person's percentage of votes, the remaining percentage will be what? That's my question. Yeah, remaining will be 100 minus 84, which would be 16%. That's it. So that means the person is elected by a majority of 476 votes. Mean the difference is what is that 476? You got the meaning? So the difference, what about the difference? 84 minus 16. Can you get the difference? 84% minus 16%. What's the difference? So I think the difference is 68%, right? Is it not 68%? Yeah, it will be 68, right? Because you minus this, you'll be getting 6 and 8, 68. So that means 68% of the total votes. Maybe I'll take the total votes as some x. So 68% of x is what is 476. So now I think from this, can you find the value of x? Yeah, I think hereafter you can get the answer. What's the value of x? 68% of x is 476. What is x? That's your question. Any answers, please? See, I'll repeat my thing once again. I expect your participation also. Okay, fine. Yes, that's the reason I'm just in between giving you a few seconds for you to work it. Okay, yes. It is not that I just want to occupy the entire thing. So it will be much monotonous. That's the reason I'm giving you a few seconds in between time for you to work. And then you can also have your thoughts open. You can think and work it out. For that reason is what I'm just insisting you to work also. Okay, fine, yes. Please do try. From your side, you also do try. Oh, I'm getting some answer. I can see it in the box, live box. Good. Others, any answers? I'm able to see some answer. Well, okay. So how can we proceed from here? 68% of x. So that means I can rewrite this as 68 by 100 times of x is equal to 476. So that means x, if I want to find, I will do 476 into 100 by 68. Well, that's it. This is what you have to simplify. If you simplify, you will be able to get the answer. Okay. I think 68 and 476, you can exactly cut it for 7 times, right? Because 68 into 7 will exactly give you 476. You can even check it. 6 sevens are 42, 8 sevens are 56. Yeah, exactly 476. So 7 into 100 will be 700. So that means the total number of x stands for the total number of votes. So the total number of votes is going to be 700 is the answer. So answer for this question is 700 is the answer. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I can see the answers. Good. I do really appreciate when you participate. Okay, fine. Yes. That's the objective of having live sessions. Not that I take the question, I'm the only person to explain, I'm the only person to work out throughout. It shouldn't be, right? That's the reason. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Yeah, again, I think we can move on to the next problem. We have got few more minutes. We got few more minutes to see before the next person arrives. So let's try working out a couple of problems. So yeah, okay. Yeah. So I'll try giving you some other kind of question also. Yeah, well, here I do have another question from. Okay, this would be very easy. I don't want to give you very easy questions. Okay, yeah, here is a question. I think I can give you this question. Okay, not bad. So maybe you can try this. So here is another arithmetic level question. Yeah, you can try giving this question. Given the sum of ages of 5 children born at intervals of 3 years each is 50 years. Okay, try understanding the question in proper way. So there are 5 children born. There are 5 children. Okay, so let me make it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 children, and each of them are born with intervals. What? The intervals is 3 years. The gap between them is 3 years. The successive children, the gap is 3 years. Now, what they gave is the sum of all these children, ages is 50 years. Then what is the age of the youngest one? We'll take the youngest one as the first child. So what's the age of the youngest child? This is the question. I think you can get the answer. Yeah, I got some. Yeah, I got some answer. I am able to see one response from the audience. Yeah, good. Yeah, Faisal, Adarsh, Alina, great, nice. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. So I can see similar answers reflecting from your side. Yeah, okay. Of course, here again, you have got many approaches to solve this problem. Okay, either you can go by algebra, or if you have a quick knowledge of average, you can even work out this problem in a more simpler way. In a smart way, you can work out and get the answer. Okay, fine. Yes, of course, there are many approaches. Yeah, okay. One approach will be like, since we need to find the age of the youngest child, we'll take the youngest person's age to be x. Okay, we'll start this way. Then by algebra, what we can do is, if the youngest person is x years, then the next child's age will be x plus 3. Is it or not? Because the gap between them is 3 years, right? So this second child will be 3 years more than the first child. I mean, this third one will be plus 3 from the second. So this will be x plus 6. So the next one will be x plus 9. And the last one will be x plus 12. Okay, maybe what you can do is you can add all these values and you equate it to 50. You solve for x, you will be able to get the answer. So this is one approach. This is an approach by algebra. Okay, find this. Okay. Now another way of looking at this question will be like you can view the same question with a different perspective. So how you can look at this same question is like you can realize that these 5 numbers are in an arithmetic progression. You call this an AP. You know what is an AP? AP means arithmetic progression. Okay. So whenever you have a sequence of numbers, and if you see the successive gap between them is the same, you call that sequence as an arithmetic progression. So that means here the ages of these 5 children, there are 5 children are there, right? They are in an arithmetic progression only. Okay, fine. Yes. So once you got to realize that the ages, these 5 numbers are in an arithmetic progression, what immediate thing you can do is you can quickly find the average. You can find the average of the 5 children, average age of the 5 children. I hope you know how to find the average, right? Average will be nothing but total by number. You already know the total is 50. So 50 divided by, how many children are there? There are 5 children. So 50 by 5 will be 10. So average of these 5 children is going to be 10. Okay. Now, in an arithmetic progression, okay, remember this very strongly. In an arithmetic progression, always the average will be none other than the middle number. That means here, who is the middlemost person? The third person is the middle person. So that means the third child's age will be 10. Is it looking cool? It's cool, right? See here, I simply did 50. I took the average. So I did 50 by 5. I got 10. The 10 is the middle person's age. That's all. Now, once I got to get this, I can easily tell all the other remaining people's age. So that means if this is 10, the one before the third child, I mean the second child's age will be 10 minus 3. That will be 7. And again, do the same thing, 7 minus 3. The first one's age will be 4. That's it. So the youngest child's age will be 4. That's your answer. And of course, with the same way, you can even try the following other questions. Okay. So the next question will be like, the other question will be, I mean, the other people's age will be like 10 plus 3 will be 13 and 13 plus 3 will be 16. This will help you to get the answer for all the 5 people's age. Okay. So you can apply this shortcut trick when their numbers are in an arithmetic progression. That part alone, you can apply that. Okay, fine, yes. Yeah, okay, fine, yes. And yeah, shall we try one last question? One last question. I just wanted to give one last question, please. So here is a typical question you have here. Okay, so yeah, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah, here is a question. Not too hard, but again, it's something based on mensuration or geometry, I can say, exactly. So just one last question will work here. So yeah, okay. I feel all of you are okay with this previous question, right? I think it is okay for you. Yeah, here is one question for you. So we shall try this question. Just one last question we'll try. Oh, I'm sorry, I went. So yeah, okay, yeah, now it is perfect. So just go through this question. So like we have a man having a height of 1.68 meters is standing near a pole. Okay, fine, yes. So I'll make you understand the question. A man whose height is 1.68 meter. Now, what do you mean by 1.68 meter? I believe 1 meter, you know about 1 meter. 1 meter will be nothing but in terms of centimeters, it will be how much? What is 1 meter? 1 meter will be equal to. So 1 meter will be equal to. It will be 100 centimeter, is it or not? So it will be 100 cm. So 1 meter will be 100 cm. So in that sense, 1.68 meter will be nothing but you multiply 1.68 into 100, you get exactly 168 centimeters. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay. So what is given here in this question is, understand it properly. A man whose height is 168 centimeter. Okay. So imagine this is a man standing here, and the height of this man is 168 centimeter. And he casts a shadow of 140 centimeter long. So imagine sun is here, sun's shadow. Okay, fine. Yes. So the man's shadow is 140 centimeter. Remember, his height is 168, his shadow is 140 centimeters long. Okay, fine. Yes. Now, what is the length of a pole? What is the length of the pole in centimeter if the pole's shadow is 420 centimeter long? This is the question. Now there's a pole here. Definitely this pole will also cast its shadow, right? So it is given that the shadow of the pole is 420 centimeter long. Okay, fine. Yes. Yeah. Okay. See here, we have got two objects compared. One is man, whose height is 168, and man's shadow is 140. Okay, maybe for convenience, I'll write it here. So for man, height is 168, his shadow is 140. And here is a pole. Pole's height is not known. We'll take the height as some h. Okay, fine. Yes. And remember, h is in centimeters. Okay, because we have converted all the things to centimeters. In question also, it is given as centimeters. And pole's shadow is 420 centimeters. So we need to find the height of the pole. Okay, yes. Now, how can we find the answer? We don't have to think much here. Okay, just follow with some simple geometry sense that will easily help you to get the answer. Okay, see, whatever objects they are, definitely the height and the shadow's length, they both will be in proportion. I'll repeat it. So the height of the object and the shadow of the object, whatever it is, whether it is for man or it's for the pole, no matter it is, they both will be in proportion. So that means we'll take the first case, man. Man's height is 168 divided by his shadow 140. This will be same as pole height is h and divided by its shadow length 420. Now we have to find the h value only, right? H only, right? So h will be nothing but 168 by 140. Now chase this 420 to the other side. It becomes multiplied by 420. Now all you need to do is just simplify this calculation. That will give you the answer. This will give you the answer. So 168 by 140 into 420. I think I can cut this 0 and 0. And also it is easy to visualize that 14 and 42. It's exactly 3 times. That means 168 into 3. So can you carefully try to do 168 into 3? 168 into 3 will be like 3 8s are 24. 2 is the balance. And again 3 6 are 18 plus 2 20. And 2 is the balance. Carry. And next is we have 3 1s are 3 plus 5. So 504 centimeter. So that means the height of the pole is 504 centimeters. So answer for this question is 504. Okay, centimeter. That's the answer. Okay, you simply have to get this relation. Okay, so height by shadow will be always a constant. It will be in proportion. Okay, that's what we are using here to get the answer. Okay, fine. Yes. So yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Most of you, I can see a response is given there in the chat box. I can see them. Yeah. Okay. All right, students. So I feel like this session would have given you just few idea. Okay, it would have given you just few idea. Might be it would have helped you to get an engagement at the last moment. Maybe I feel it. So like this is what we just planned. Of course, there are many things also, but still because of shortage of time, we are unable to see all the things. But still, like we just managed to see few of these important things. Okay, fine. Yes. So I hope it would have been a bit informative. I'm not able to say how much extent it is, but anyways, I thank you for this opportunity for serving this. And yes, I wish you all the very best for your exams performance. I wish all of you to perform well in the exam, do well your exam. So do it in a good way. My best wishes for you. Okay, yes. And I think the next faculty, Mr. Chandu sir, is there online. Let me just give the board to him. Chandu sir will be continuing the session. Okay, fine. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, students. Thank you, all of you. Catch you later. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So from here onwards, I'll be taking over. So good evening, all. So myself, I think I am visible. Okay, fine. So myself, Chandu P. Chandran. I'm a former faculty in Department of Mechanical Engineering at Cochin University of Science and Technology. Okay, so I found some issue with the video. It will be ready soon. Yeah, fine. Okay. So myself, Chandu P. Chandran. I'm a former faculty in Department of Mechanical Engineering at Cochin University of Science and Technology. And I'm taking non-verbal reasoning over here. So I hope you guys know the importance of non-verbal reasoning in the case of NATA. From the last few years, from particular from the last 2 years, a lot of questions is coming from the non-verbal reasoning. And it's a little bit confusing questions is also crept into the question paper from the NATA questions. Okay, so we can just try some previous year questions along with connected questions. Okay, so we can't predict that every time the previous question may comes once again, but we can assume some type of questions may come or some connected questions may come. So I'll show my screen just a second. Okay, so hope my screen is visible over here. So in non-verbal reasoning, today we will be seeing some previous year questions and its connected questions, as I mentioned earlier. So this first question may be familiar. Okay, maybe very much familiar, this one. I can give you 40 seconds for giving the replies. I will be waiting in the chat. Okay, so here, this question has been asked in the last year. Look carefully at the sequence of arrows to find the pattern. Which arrow replaces the question mark? It's a very simple question. Okay, this has been happened in the last year. Yeah, very good, Alina. Rifta, yeah, very good, very good. Okay. Yeah, Betsy, Harisham. Good. So it's a very simple question. So I think its explanation is this is a question which doesn't require an explanation, but we need to look into it. But just to know the logic behind it, that's like, okay. So this is like north, south, east, west, and if I'm drawing arrow lines over here, it will like northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Actually, that it is having somewhat 45-degree difference we can find over here. So the first one is towards the north. Okay, the second one is towards east. Third one, you can see it over here. It is somewhere towards east, and this is the fifth one. This is the sixth one, and this is the seventh one. Okay, so over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth one. Sorry. So the question is about who is coming on the 7th position. Okay, that is one arrow which is towards the west. So we can name this movement as a circular logic. So I just given a name, circular logic. Why we are having a detailed explanation like this? When you're solving this question, it will be clear. So your time starts here. So I'll be waiting in the chat for your replies. So find the missing arrow. You need to find who is coming here. This is a connected question. The last question which we saw was a direct question from the NATA question paper of 2021. This is a connected question to know a connected fact. So I'll be waiting in the chats. You can put your guesses. Actually, this is not a competition. You can put your guesses, whatever your thoughts that I want to know. So based on your thoughts, we are framing the replies. Okay. So if everyone is giving right answer, we assume that everyone knows everything. So there is no need to have a very long explanation. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, based on your replies, we are framing the explanations. So if you have a issue, sir, I'm not getting this. Okay, then you need to convey to me. Then only I can understand that a very good number of students are there who is not able to analyze these things. Okay, fine. Yeah, very good. Rifta, Anuja, Sakshi. Okay, good. C, D, A, C, Ketuba, Harisham, Vijisha. Okay, actually, side by side, I am looking into your YouTube chats also. That's why I'm looking in a direction like that. So over here, we can get into the question. So as I drawn in the last case, this is north, south, this is east, and this is west. Okay, so over here, this one belongs to south. I just smile for a comment from the Chitragupta, nothing else. So over here, this arrow is moving, pointed towards south. This one is east, north, south, again one more east. Then it is coming for the west again. Sorry. So here it is south, and this one is west, and this one is east. So we just found that a sequence is working over here. Again, it is south, east, north, south, west, again and east. Okay. So after this, I'm just changing the colors. The thing why I am changing this will be at the end, you can see. Okay. So this one again south, this one east, north, south, west, and this one is east. Okay, let me see, one more color is available. Yeah, green is available. So south again, east again, north again, south, west, east. Okay, so if you look over here, you can see that south, east, north, south, west, east. This is a continuously, okay, this is continuously repeated. This is continuously repeated over here. So in what fashion? That is the next question. So you can see that the movement, it is in a spiral format. So we can call this as spiral logic. Hope now you guys can guess the answer. Okay, so who is coming next? So here we find that south, east, north, south, west, and east. So once ended over here. South, east, north, south, west, east. Ended over here. South, east, north, south, west, east. Again ended. South, east, north, south, west, east. Ended here. So now it's going to start newly from here. Okay. Seems to be a little bit difficult, but this is just to introduce that there is a type of logic like this. Okay. So we need to think in different ways if a question comes to us. So if we are not having familiar or we are not aware about there is a logic like this, our brain will not think in that particular direction. Okay, so we need to have we need to have some neural wiring. Okay, we need to have some neural wiring in our brain regarding these kinds of things. That is why we just discussed one logic in this manner. In the last question, we just saw a logic. That logic is called circular logic. Okay, and the next one we were discussing is called the spiral logic. So option C. Okay, Himanshu, Chitragupta, Anuja, Betsy, we are very good. And when I asked this first, Lifa given the right answer, Rifta, Sakshi, and yeah, very good. Okay, a number of students given right answers. So next we can move on to the next question. It won't be that much difficult as the previous question. Okay, so we are just discussing questions of the figure series. Okay, we just discussing connected questions of the figure series. We just saw a question. That question was from figure series. It was having a connection to the directions. So we just thinking about the directions and figure series together. So we are just doing some connected questions. So I'm waiting in the chat. Few more seconds to go. Betsy, very good. Tuba. So we need to identify the logic. Okay, whenever we got a question, we need to identify the logic. That is the first thing we need to do. So every time we need to reverse engineer the previous year question papers. It's simply going through the previous question paper, never make anything. Okay, so if you want to improve, you need to reverse engineer the question paper. So if you are finding that there is a question from figure counting or figure series, okay, in what way we can solve that question? Okay, in that particular way, we need to solve some other questions also. So we need to just look into some connected question. We call it as connected question. Just try to solve some connected questions. And connected logics also we need to learn. Okay, actually we are learning connected questions and connected logics over here. So I think the time is over, and I just find plenty of D, E, as well as A also I see over here. So first of all, if this much arrows over here, I will go for blindly counting first. So 1 arrow here, 2 arrows here, 3 arrows here, 4 arrows here. So I just predict that next time it will be 5. So that is the counting logic in my mind, and I will apply it first. Okay, so I'm just doing it from the point of view of a student. So I will go for counting. So 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. I just noticed a 6 here, and that is why I eliminated this option D. Every time the question papers are looking for the most probable answers. Okay, most probable, they will be in the beginning, they will mention that find the most probable answer. So in a scenario like this, elimination method will be better. Okay, in these kinds of scenarios, eliminate, if you are not at all getting the exact right answer when you're looking into it, just go for elimination, and it will be easy to remove the wrong ones. Okay, so that is better to use elimination. And in this case, yes, the arrows direction, someone commented. Is there any difference between A and E? Let's see, we can look into it. So over here, this arrow is moving in a clockwise direction. These 2 arrows are in clockwise. These 2 are in clockwise. These are 4 in clockwise. So answer, 5 arrows need to be in clockwise directions. Okay, those 5 arrows needs to be in clockwise direction. So now we can check the options. So what is the difference between A and E? That is we are going to see first. So over here, this is a clockwise arrow, and this is anti-clockwise arrow. Okay, so again, this is a anti-clockwise. So if an anti-clockwise comes, then that option is wrong. Okay, when an anti-clockwise, because we want clockwise pair. Okay, both clockwise we want. So whenever we are finding an anti-clockwise pair, we can remove that option. Anti-clockwise, we don't want that. Already removed D. This is clockwise. This is clockwise. So this is the difference. Okay, hope you guys got. This is the difference between A and E. The second pair is anti-clockwise, but in E it is clockwise. So just look into these minute details. Whenever we got a question, we assume that this may be the first one. It's a confusing area. The examiner also know that it is area of confusion. So they will try to trap you. Never get into these kinds of traps. So whenever you are getting an answer on the first option itself, even though just go for the other 2 or 3 options available in front of you and go for the most probable answer. Okay. So we can move on to the next question. Okay, 40 seconds, and I will wait in the chat. Very simple question. Everyone got for B. Okay, so B is the right answer. Okay, it's very simple. It's a small rotation, nearly a 20, 23, yeah, something that area. So over here, after making 2 such motions, it will be straight. So option B, very good, very good. Okay, this is just for a practice. Just all this. These are connected questions of figure series. Okay, Anuja, others? Tuba, Alina, Sakshi. Good. Fine, great. So, it's a very simple one. So when you observe here, a 3 points movement, a movement of 3 points. Okay, it's making a shade over here. It's making a shade over here. From here, again a 3 points. Okay, from here, it again makes a shade over here. So just a movement of 3 points. That means it will be coming over here. So this is a prediction. As per our prediction, option is there. Yeah, moving 3 points clockwise, like Venkateshwaran commented. Okay, so just moving 3 points and it in the clockwise direction. The direction is important over here too. And next one is simply based on the numbers. I think there is no need of a timer to be given for this question, because over here you can see it's a very easy one to find the logic. There is nothing in this. Okay, so when you observe, yeah, very good, Tuba. So over here you can find the number of sides: 6-sided, 5-sided, 4-sided, 3-sided, 2-sided. Next one will 1-sided, and it is over here. Very simple one. I just included this to show you that there are some logics may happen in this way also. At that time, it may not be this much simple, but counting is very important in these kinds of areas. So whenever you were having an issue, just try, is there a possibility to incorporate counting method? So this question is came from DICE last year in NATA. There was 2 questions in NATA from DICE. I'll give you the timer. Okay, this question is from Chitra Gupta. Okay, fine. This question is from NATA. Alina, good. Others? Fazil, Rifa, Abarna. Aman, Chitragupta. Yeah, very good. Vijisha. Nice. Very simple question if you look into this. Option D. Okay. Option D is a very simple question and it has been asked in last NATA. And if you observe that these 2 sides has to be that small side and that base has to be adjacent as like this. And over here, this area and this area, the smaller side of the rectangle and that square has to be adjacent. So it is only available in option D. Okay. Yeah, definitely, Sakshi, definitely. So in this question, you guys can see a square over here. That square and this rectangle, that small sides, they are very close and they are adjacent. And this base and the small side, they are also adjacent. So when you observe the figures, so here the adjacent side, this base and this area, okay, that base and smaller side of the square are coming together, but they are coming like side to side. Okay, actually in the exact figure, they are coming in side to side. So over here, but this is something wrong. So option A is eliminated. Okay, so we can easily eliminate A. Now we come to option B. We can find B, that part is an adjacent side. So that triangle will be, when it comes over here, it will be something like this. So that pointed end will be parallel to the smaller side. So it's not possible. So that is why we eliminated B. So 2 options we eliminated in an easy way. So A as well as B. The doubt is between C and D now. And from C and D, we just found that these 2 sides are opposite because there is a side between that. So these 2 are on the opposite sides. So when we observe the figure, we can find that they are adjacent. Okay, so they are adjacent. So option C is not possible. So in this way, we can eliminate options. So through the elimination, we can find the answer. Okay, so we can try the next question. And yeah, Sakshi, welcome. Okay, so after the NATA exam, and I was talking to my students. So for them, this question was a very tough one for them. Okay, if you are not having the right technique or a right method of doing this, actually this is a very simple and silly problem if you understand the logic behind it. But at the time of the examination, my majority of the students have commented that, so this question was a little bit tough, even though we got the answer after spending a few time over that, and we got the logic. Okay, that got the logic, but it was a tough one. Okay, and through my YouTube sessions also, I just find the comments while I was discussing this question at that time. So how to solve these and how these comes. So a lot of doubts were there. Like after solving this, they, oh, this was simple, this one, but they're taken time. So I know this is a time-consuming question. Anyway, I think we can get into the answer. You guys can also do along with me. Okay. So within the 40 seconds, sometimes it may be a difficult one, but if you know the right logic, it is a 20 second. Even 20 second won't. Okay. So let's see what the question is asking over here. So the figure below shows an unfolded pattern of a die. So if 4 such identical dice are stacked one on top of another, as shown on the right, actually I had cut it from there. So, and what is the sum of the numbers appearing on the faces, which are parallel to the ground? So this is the unfolded die. Harisham, Chitragupta, yeah. So over here, this is on the unfolded die, and you can see it is stacked one over the other. We can number it. This is dice number 1, dice number 2, dice number 3, and this could be the dice number 4. Okay, and numbers which is coming parallel to the ground. Okay, if you take the case of a dice, there will be 2 numbers which is parallel to the ground. That will be top and bottom numbers. Okay, Atuba, we can look into it. Okay, so top and bottom. So top and bottom numbers. So we want the top and bottom numbers of dice number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is the challenge, and we need to take the sum. So we need to make some sort of inferences from the opened die over here. So observing this figure, this 4 is having adjacent sides with the 2, 1, 6, and 5. So it's obvious that 4 and 3 are opposite. Okay, so what is the opposite of 1 in this figure? Opposite of 1. Who is the opposite? Just put it in the chat. Let me see. Okay, who is the opposite of 1? Yeah, wait. That's it, 5. So one more. Who is the opposite of 2? Who is the opposite of 2? It's 6. This is the inference. Okay, good guys, good. Arifa, good. Opposite of 2 is 6. Now we can just look into the available numbers. I'm just looking into the dice number 1. So I'm just copying my inference as like the same from there. 4 and 3, 1 and 5, 2 and 6. So from observing this figure, I can make an assumption. This is the top of the D1. So 5 is there at the top. I want to know the bottom. If 5 is at the bottom top, then its opposite will be 1. That will be at the bottom. So I got 5 and 1 very easily. Now I'm getting into dice number 2. That is the next dice. So dice number 2 over here. And I just copy my inferences once again over here. 4 and 3, 1 and 5, and 2 and 6. Sorry. Okay, 4 and 3, 1 and 5, and 2 and 6. So I just copied once again. Okay, now I'm looking into the numbers available in front of me. So this 4 is from the front. Okay, I'm just viewing it from the front. So 4 is from the front, then who will be the rear? 3 will be the rear. So that pair we doesn't need to bother. They are not going to be top and bottom. The next pair, 5, it is from the right. So 5 is from the right, then 1 obviously from the left. So they are also not top and bottom pair. So only one pair remains and they belongs to top and bottom family. That is 2 plus 6. We got 6 here, we got 8 here. Few numbers till they are to come. Okay, so we are getting into dice number 3. Now everyone got the idea how to solve this question. If we can do these 2 steps, then this question is a very silly, simple one. Okay, so who is the top and bottom of dice number 3? Put it in the chat. Let's see. Who is the opposite? Who is the top and bottom in die number 3? Okay, who is the top and bottom pairs? So here 3 you can find. If good. Okay, so here 3 you can find. That pair is not required because that is front and rear pair. So 6, it is from the right. So that pair we doesn't want because that is front and left and right pair. So the top and bottom pair, that is 1 and 5. Again 1 plus 5, 6. Okay, yeah, good. So the next one, dice number 4, put it in the chat. Who is top and bottom? Dice number 4, who is coming at the top and bottom? I'm waiting for your replies. One cannot, 2 cannot, 4, 3. As like I done the last die. Just observe this, 1 and 2, 2 pairs gone, 4 and 3 we taken. Okay, just looking into the dice number 3, we find 3 over here, 4 and 3 gone, 6, 2 and 6 gone, 1 and 5. In this way, you can solve this in less than 20 seconds. Okay, this is not a matter. So 27 is the answer. I just find 24, 27, 28, 26 in your answers. Yeah, very good. Answer is 27. You can take the sum. 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 7. 14 plus 8, 20, 20. Sorry. 12 plus 8, 20, 20 plus 7, 27. Okay. Yeah, very good, Hari. Fine. So this was a little bit tough question at that time. We can just look into a similar question which has been asked in another exam from the dice. And the question is here. Okay. And your timer is also over here. 40 seconds. Read the question word by word. So I'll read the question with you guys. 7 identical playing dice are unfolded in an identical manner. 6 of the unfolded dice are laid out on a flat surface and are arranged to touch each other without overlap. The figure shows a portion of the arrangement which faces from the 7th unfolded dice cannot replace X. Okay, I'm stressing on that. Cannot replace, and it is a multiple select question. Okay, more than one option is right over here. And cannot replace X if overlap must be avoided. This is a connected question from the last year NATA dice. Okay, so this can, I'll give you one more 40 seconds because even that 40-second record for reading that question. If you want, I will zoom it a little bit as much as possible. Apollo, good. Others, Rifa, go ahead, guys. Few more seconds till there. Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. Just think. Okay, even if you're not getting the answer, that's not a matter, but you need to think. only through thinking that neural wiring will be ready in your brain. Okay, so at that time we'll be having a path to solve this question. Okay. Fine. We can look into it. Okay, Chitragupta and gone for C. Let's see in this question. So I will draw the dice in a separate area. So I'm just redrawing this dice. This is the unfolded dice provided. Okay, so I'm just copying the numbers 2, 4, 5, 3, 6, and 1. Okay, and if you look over here, who cannot replace X? That is the question. So first of all, we will look for who can replace X. Okay, so we'll look into who can replace X. So over here, there are 3 vacant sites. Okay, so the person who can replace X need to be have those vacant places. We can call them as docking points or something like that. So for docking or to replace, 2 can replace because 3 sites are vacant for 2. Okay, these 3 sites, so 2 can easily come here. Similarly, 6 can easily come here because 3 sites are vacant. 3 also can come here because it's also 3 sites are vacant. Even this 1 can replace because it is also having 3 vacant places. Now the question is a little bit simplified. Now the options we are looking into it. So 2 can replace, so it cannot remain in options because we want who cannot. 5 we don't have any idea. 3, yes, 3 can replace. Then why he is waiting here for the list of those who cannot. Coming into option A, 4 is also not in our list. If you observe in this figure, we can find 4 here and 5 here. 4, there is no vacant place. Okay, if 4 comes here or if 5 comes here, then assuming, sorry. So if we assume 4 comes here, what will be happening? So over the 4, we will be having 6. So 6 will be came as an overlapping. Okay, if we place 4 over there, then 6 will overlap 5. So it's not possible. Okay, even 2 will overlap 1. It is not possible. 5 will overlap this 3. Okay, so for the 4, we need to spare a lot. That is why option B or D we haven't chosen. Okay, so option A and C cannot replace X. Okay, they cannot replace X. So answer as you guys commented A and C. Few commented A and C. Very good. Okay, so there is a probability of repeating this logic in the exams. So we can look into some other questions now. So that is a connected question from the dice which we were discussing. This is another question. Which of the following cube in the answer figure cannot be made? This is a somewhat simple one on the unfolded cube in the question figure. Okay. This is a question directly came from a very basic principle we are learning about dice. So which of the following cube in the answer figure cannot be made based on the unfolded cube in the question? Okay, so the thing always reverse engineer the question papers, and we will try to connect question from other competitive exams, other major sources. Okay, so we will reverse engineer the question papers and we will be up to date in these kinds of areas. So as over here, if you are finding difficulty for reverse engineering these things, you can contact the academic coordinators over here. They will help you in these areas. Okay, so reverse engineering is a must if you are doing any exams in even in India or even the world. Okay, reverse engineering is a must. Reverse engineering means how that question is formed. Okay, in what way the examiner had formed the question. Is he having a particular source for taking these questions? For example, I will be giving an example. Last year, one question in the July NATA exam about 9 horses. Okay, they just want 9 horses in a rectangular box. Sorry, in a square or rectangular box, and they just want to separate them. Okay, they just want to separate them in different cages. The same question was asked in UC exam with some cats. Instead of horses, they asked for cats. So the NATA is having a tendency, so when they see cats over there, they just taken the question from there and they just made it horse. Okay, and they just presented in a very colorful way. So this was a new question, or that become a new question, and it become a slight difficult one also. Yeah, very good, Aparna. All. Yeah, Betsy. Anuja, good, Fazil. Yeah, it's 4. Why it is 4? Okay, why it is 4? That is we are going to discuss now. So over here, you guys can see this is a central piece. Okay, I will draw it over here. Okay, so I just drawn the central piece over there. Then who is the opposite of that? This is a square. Okay, these two are opposite. Similarly, this into, it is having a opposite of 4 dots. Okay, next one, that is a plus inside a square. Square plus we can call. Circle plus. Okay, these are the terminologies given by me. There is no scientific explanation behind the names. Okay, so over here, circle plus and square plus. So we can't see opposite sides together. So in an option, if opposite sides are coming adjacent, then that option will be wrong because it is not possible to make one. Okay, so over here, if you see this small square, then if you can see this hexagon, that option is wrong, but we can't see here in the first one. Circle plus, square plus is not there. So, okay, into 4 dots are not there. Fine. So option 1 is we can make one out of this one. Okay, so cannot be made is the question. So next one, square plus is there, circle plus missing. 4 dots is here, into is missing. Hexagon is there, square is missing. Yes, it also can be made. Okay, we want to find which cannot be made, so it can also be made. So over here, square, hexagon missing, into 4 dots missing, circle plus, square plus missing. Okay, 3. Into 4 dots present. It's not acceptable. So this is the one which cannot be made. Even this can become as an odd one out question. How? So a open up die is given, and which among the 4 is the odd one? There is no other statement. Okay, an open up die is given. Based on the dice, solve this question. Odd one may be asked. Being the NATA people asking questions, they can ask in any way. Okay, but the logics will be the basic. So we can get into another important topic, figure counting. Okay, this area requires a lot of shortcuts. Okay, so your timer is here. This is the previous question. We are getting into previous connected questions. Let me look into your answers. Okay, so whatever you think right, just post it here. So we will learn how to solve these kinds of questions with shortcuts in minimum time. Okay, with shortcuts in minimum time. We will learn the method. Okay, how complicated the question is, we don't care about that. Okay, because we will be having a method. So if you use that method, definitely these kinds of figures. Okay. Okay, fine. 40. I can find. I will write the answers. 40, 40, 36, 33. Okay. Okay, fine. 40, 40, 33, 36, 40, 40. So we can come back to this question. after 4 or 5 minutes. Okay. So I will show you one question. Okay, this is a very lengthy question. I will make it a little bit small. Let me erase a little bit. I'm going to ask you how many squares in this figure. That is what my plan. Okay. So we will learn a shortcut for solving these kinds of questions also. Sorry. And here comes your timer. Go ahead, guys. So how many squares? That's my question. And you can solve this question within seconds. Okay. Within seconds, you can solve this question if you have the technique. Yeah, good, great. Yeah, fine. Okay, sorry. This time, how many squares? Your timer going to run once again. How many squares? So the question gets a little bit complicated. Okay, now the question got a little bit complicated, but even this one also solvable in seconds. No replies. Not at all seeing any kind of replies now. Waiting. Okay, Harish, I'm fine. Yeah. 91, 76, 26. Different answers I'm getting. Okay. Seems to be a little bit difficult one. We can come back to the last question. So in this case, we can do it in a manner like this: one component square. Squares like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you count, it will be 16. Two component squares. Squares like this. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count, you can find 9. If anyone can't find 9, just put it in the chat. I will count it. 3 component. Okay, 3 component. 3 components will be like this. One over here. Second one over here. Third one over here. And this is the fourth one. Okay, so there are 4 in numbers. 5, sorry. Actually, I was about 4 component. And the question figure itself is a 4 component one. Okay, solely one. So there is a relation. This is 30. 1 square. This is 2 square. This is 3 square. And this is 4 square. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if it is a 4 into 4 mesh, then number of squares for a 4 into 4 mesh, it's like 1 square plus, 2 square plus, 3 square plus, 4 square. Okay, if it is an n into n square mesh, then what will be the result? It will be 1 square plus, 2 square plus, etc. up to n square. So hope everyone finished your 11th grade. Okay, in the 10th, we just learned an equation, sum of n numbers, 1 plus 2 plus etc. up to n. Okay, so sum of n into n plus 1 by 2. This is the equation we learned in the 10th grade. So in the 11th grade also, we had learned a similar equation like this: sum of n squares, 1 square plus, 2 square plus, etc. up to n square. That is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So this is the equation which we had learned in the school. Okay, so you can use that equation also. Sum of 4 squares, 4 into 4 plus 1, that is 5, into 2 into 4, 8, 8 plus 1, divided by 6. That is something 4 into 5 into 9 by 6. After cancelling 2, 3, 3, 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 5, 30. Okay. So we can apply the same method over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we can apply the same method over here too. That is, this is a sum of n square. We have the equation 1 square plus 2 square plus etc. up to n square. That is a n into n plus 1 into n plus 1 by 6. That is sum of 6 squares we need to find. 6 into 6 plus 1, 7. 2 into 6, 12. 12 plus 1, 13. 13 by 6. 6 and 6 cancelled. 7 into 13, 91. So few commented 91, few called for 76. It's not a matter. So now you got the idea how to solve this. Just not somewhere. This will be something useful. Okay. So this equation, this is we learned in 11th grade. Integrate it to what we learning. That is called integrated learning. Okay. If we are finding something new, just integrate it with the things which we had learned earlier. Then only we can remember things. Okay. That is called a integrated learning. Okay. So if you are finding get friendship with a student or a friend, okay, and that friend in a particular school, so we know the school well. Okay, so we are connecting that person to that school. Okay, he belongs to that school. So you are remembering his school and connecting. Okay, so that is called connected learning or integrated learning. So just integrated things to whatever we know, just integrated to it, whatever we are learning. Okay, so this particular thing we can integrate it to the things which we had learned in grade 10 and 11. So now we can come to the next area. Okay, so solve this question, number of squares in it. Let me see who is solving it first. Okay, actually these are completed figures. Assume that they are touching. Okay, so number of squares in this figure. Okay, so those who haven't subscribed our channel, not yet, can subscribe it now, because a plenty of videos related to the topics which is relevant for NATA, JEE, UCIT, NIFT, etc., are coming very soon in our channel. Okay, and click the bell icon also. Okay, so these things will be very much helpful for your exams. So if you are getting 1 mark due to our efforts, we'll be very much grateful. Okay, so never miss any updates. Very good, guys. Very. Any other answers? Okay, but you guys taken nearly 40 seconds for solving this question. Okay, 21 also. Okay, we can look into the answer after 2 seconds. So coming over to here, we just familiar with this figure. Okay, we just familiar with this figure. This is cross square. We call this as cross square. How many squares in a cross square? Comment. How many squares in a cross square? By the time I will draw a diamond. How many squares in a cross square? Simple, it is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th one. Okay, this is the 5th one. So cross square is having 5 squares. This is diamond. How many squares in a diamond? Only 1. Good. Okay, only 1 diamond, only 1 square in a diamond. So now we can try another question. How many squares in this figure? 10 seconds. I need to know who will be solving it in 10 seconds. Okay. How many triangles? How many triangles? Sorry, how many squares? How many squares in this figure? It's a very simple one. Because we learned cross square. 3 cross squares in this question. Cross square number 1. Cross square number 2. We are not at all going to count. We are solving it through cross squares. Okay, that is why we learned that basic unit. So 3 cross squares, 3 into 5, 15. Answer is ready. Similarly, do this question. Try this question. We are having everything. How many squares in this figure? I'm not putting the timer because it doesn't record. Yeah, very good, Fasil. Very good. Fasil, Betsy. Because one cross square is there, one diamond is there. We are not at all going to count. Just looking into it, 6 we got. So now the next question over here. So 2 answers were given, 17 and 21. So in this question, cross square number 1, cross square number 2, cross square number 3. So 3 cross squares plus diamonds. Diamond number 1, diamond number 2. So only 2 diamonds, 2 diamonds. So 3 cross squares, 3 into 5. We're not counting. Plus 2 into 1, 17. We are not at all going to count. Okay, so we can try another question. This one, which is similar to a question asked by NATA last year. After solving this, we are getting into the question by the NATA people. And I got plenty of answers last time. Solve this. So note down the techniques and find the other techniques also. There are a lot of techniques in figure counting. Okay, there are a lot of techniques in figure counting. So I will try to make one session for the figure counting exclusively. So stay tuned to this channel. Okay. Fasil, Abarna, Anuja, very good. Okay, Betsy, fine. So this question, I'm just removing some part of this question. Okay. So just removed some part of the question to make it a familiar figure. So this is how to simplify the questions which is coming into our front. So this is a very familiar figure. That is a 4 into 4 square mesh. Okay. So we remember the number of squares. It is 30. 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. That is 30. Okay. Even inside that 30, these larger cross squares has been included. Okay. Inside that 30, that larger cross squares. Yeah, very good, Anuja. Okay. So some cross squares are there. We call that additional cross squares. How many additional cross squares? Cross square number 1, cross square number 2, cross square number 3, and the final one 4. So 4 into 5, that is 20. So 50. So this is how we are splitting a question. Now we can get into the real NATA question happened last year. Okay. And NATA has been asked the question solvable through this method last year, as well as JE asked. JE also asked a similar question. So guys, let me see. Last time I got different answers. I got 33, I got 36, I got 40. These were the answers. Okay, I got earlier. What this time? Okay, Fasil. Again 37. Okay, Rasia, Harisha, Abarna. Time is about to end. Okay. So in this question also, I'm just removing this area to make it familiar. Okay, I'm just trying to make it familiar. Okay. Okay, MP is okay, fine, 40, fine. Okay, so over here, n into n matrix, like this is 4 into 4. So 30 we can find simply. After that, cross square number 1, cross square number 2, 2 cross squares. That means 2 into 5, 10. So 30 plus 10, 40. We doesn't need to count anything. Just look into the question when these kinds of questions comes. Identify the mesh. 4 into 4. At that time, 30 is ready in your mind. We are not at all going to count anything. Okay. And after that, how many cross squares additionally fitted? 2 cross squares. So 10, 40. And our answer is ready. So now the things are a little bit simple now. So let it complicate it. A connected question. Number of squares. How many squares in this question? Okay. How many squares in this question? How many squares? Time is going to end. No replies. Big silence. Okay. So, okay, fine. I find a 95. Very good approach. Okay. Anyway, I'm appreciating the courage for attempting a question like this. Actually, this is a very simple question. If you can split this, okay. If you can split it, this is a very simple question. I will tell you how to split it. So just focus on the red colored lines only. Now onwards. I will make a little bit thick for the better understanding. So this is so I will split the question. But now we can look into it. Okay. So my first question. The red color. Okay. Squares. How many squares? Red color squares. How many? Put it in the chat. Let me see. How many red color squares are over here? In the meantime, I will draw some other lines. Doesn't need to bother about the green lines. Yeah, it's 30. Like MP commented, it is 30 because that is a 4 into 4 mesh. We can find a 4 into 4 mesh. Now focus on the green color lines. Okay, now we are just drawing some green color lines. So forget all other colors. Only focus on green. Only focus on green. Number of squares. Only green now. How much? Again in the option. Sorry, again in the chat. Yeah, good. 30. It is also 4 into 4 mesh. Okay. Okay, it is also a 4 into 4 mesh. Is it over? No. Still there are few more. Just focus on these blue lines. Okay. So let me draw it over here. This is something like this. Okay. This is somewhat like a partial cross square. A cross square will be having 5 squares, but actually these 2 cross squares we had already removed. Okay, so that cannot be included here. That is why we didn't included. 1, 2, and the entire figure is the third one. So over here, 3 like this. In one partial cross square, we can find 3. Similarly, we can find another partial cross square over here. Another partial cross square over here. Another partial cross square over here. So you can find 4 like this. Yeah, very good, Fatima. Okay, so Abarna corrected it earlier. Abarna was right. 12. So 60, 60, 12, 72. I just shown this question to learn the art of simplification. Just simplify any complicated thing, get into your friend. Okay, if you can simplify it, you can easily solve it. So just learn the art of simplifying a question. So now everything is familiar. N into n1 cross square. We were discussing about a partial cross square, not a full one, where a partial cross square. So just converted it into the non-things. That is what we done over here. Now we can try some other questions. This is another favorite area, cube counting. Okay, this is another favorite area of NATA, cube counting. So how many blocks make the shape below? I'm looking into your chats. Cube guys. Okay. Okay, fine. Simple question has been asked last year. Nothing else in this question. This area, how much cubes has to be there? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2 into 3. Okay, 4. 4 into 3, 12. 12 has to be there. 2 subtracted 10. And this area, how much is there? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a simple question. 2 into 2 into 5. That is 4, 20. And 4 cubes are missing also. Okay, if you look here, 4 cubes are missing also. So minus 4. So 16. So 10 plus 16, 26. Okay, and majority gone for 26. So just subtract from the whole figure. Okay, just subtract it from the whole figure. Now, this is the NATA question. This is the original NATA question of 2021. And we are getting into the connected question. Now the game starts. This is the connected question as part of the reverse engineering, which we had done over here. How many cubes are there in this interesting model? Similarly, plenty of models we will be learning in our sessions. Okay. So this is just a sample models we are learning. Solve it, guys. Okay. So how many cubes are there in this model? That is a question. Okay. So here in this question, we can, let me see the charts, fine, good. So over here, you can find a relation in this particular one. Okay, the relation is like this. This is the base one. Okay, So we can call this as level 1 or layer 1. This is layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and this is layer 5. Okay, so layer 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 into 5, or you can call this is 5 square. Okay, that is equal to 25. Layer 2, there has to be 5 into 5. That is, there has to be 5 square, but something is missing. 1 cube is missing. So I just write it. So this is 5 square minus 1 square. 24. I just write 1 square, nothing else I have done. So level 3, 5 into 5 has to be there, but 4 are missing. That means 5 square minus 2 square. Okay. So that is 25 minus 4, 21. Okay. So yeah, 95, 96, 86, 103, plenty of numbers I'm seeing. Okay, good. Okay, keep going, guys. So 5 into 5 again has to be there, but 9 are missing. If you look into it, you can find 9 missings. So that is 5 square minus 3 square. That is something 16. Come to the level 5. Okay, let's see how much missings are there. There has to be 5 into 5, but 16 squares being missing. Okay, actually there is a series operating inside this. So you can note that. Okay. So the series is like this. This is like 5 square minus 1 square. This is can consider 5 square minus 0. 5 square minus 2 square, 5 square minus 3 square, 5 square minus 4 square. So if it was, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 5 into 5 cube. If it was n into n cube, then it will be going like this: n square minus 0 square plus n square minus 1 square plus n square minus 2 square plus etc. up to n square minus n minus 1 the whole square. So when you take the sum here, it will be 95. Okay, 9 plus 16, 25, 25 plus 25, 50, 50 plus 45, that is 95. Hope you got how that 95 is coming. So just practice similar questions. Just try to reverse engineer the previous question paper because we are in the last minutes of the exam. So just collect the previous questions, go for reverse engineering in all the sorts. Okay, even for GK or any other topics or for the non-verbal reasoning, do the reverse engineering. So my time up now. So I'm just handing over my session to Agil sir. So we can meet again in another session. Bye guys. Thank you all.
Okay, I hope I'm audible to everyone. How is the sessions going, everyone? Can I have some response in the chat box by the time our second faculty is joining? Yes, I think okay, Chandu sir is getting a lot of thank you. Okay, so we have, as promised, a third session that's coming up. That would be general knowledge. How was the sessions? How was the couple of sessions that we have already completed? The third session would be general knowledge. So let me just get to know how it was. Okay, Anuja says it was really good. Fazil says it was interesting. Okay, can I get some more responses? Can I get some more energy in the chat box, everyone? And I think in the meanwhile, Akhil sir would be joining the session. So I hope, yes, Akhil sir, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay, sir. So I think you can take over. So everyone, we will be having further sessions that are coming up. we'll be having sessions tomorrow also. So we have a couple of sessions that are planned tomorrow. Again, we would be discussing previous year questions, but we would really love to see some of the questions that you also bring in while there is a discussion, or please bring in the questions that you have, so that we can also clarify those questions also, because exact photostat copy of the previous year questions are most rarely going to come again, right? So once you bring in such kind of questions, we would be able to, our faculty would be able to help you a lot more. Okay, I think there's been a lot said about the art of simplifying or reverse engineering certain techniques and questions, cross learning, integrated learning, and all, right? So if you want to get such kind of deeper insights, I think that is when a session would be completely useful for you people. Okay, so that would be it from my side. I'm handing over the session to Akhil sir, who would be taking through the GK sessions. Okay, thank you everyone. Akhil sir, the stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you, Suresh sir. So we are back with another session, and it is GK. So I hope Chandra's session was very, very beneficial for you, and obviously the arithmetic section is also very important. So now we are back with GK session. So GK is also one of the very important topics for your examination. So we'll be having GK section. We'll be having around 50-55 questions. We'll be having. So we'll be discussing every question. So I'll be giving you around 15 to 20 seconds for you to answer the question. I'll be showing the question in the screen, so you can utilize that time. The 15 to 20 seconds you can utilize, and you can answer. You can give your answers in the chat box. All right. So is that fine? So can we start the session? Okay, let me go through the chat box. Can we start the session? All right, so I think we can start the session. All right, so the questions will be displayed here. The questions will be displayed here, and the options will also be displayed here. So you can answer, you can give the answer in the chat box. Okay, so we'll be starting with the session. All right, so here comes your first question. In which year did IPL become the first sporting event to be broadcasted live on an online platform? So that is the question. Here you can see, below you can see 4 options also. 2011, 2010, 2008, and 2012. Okay, you can be active in chat box. Okay, Gautam says 2008. IPL, I hope everybody is watching IPL, or maybe you were busy with your exams. Okay, 2008. Anju, Anuja, Akash, Madhu, Frosty. All right, so I think can go with the answer. So it was 2010. 2010. Actually, IPL started as a YouTube live, and so now only you're actually seeing it in Disney Hotstar and all. So before it was started in 2010 as a YouTube live stream. Okay. All right. That was the first question. So now let's move on to the second question. Again, a very important question from the painting department. You have to identify this painting. You have to identify what is the name of this painting. All right, so we have answers from Nilina, Betsy Mohan, Tasle Razul, Anuja, Nasia, Jitin, Jeffrin. So everybody is saying Mohini. All right, so the answer is Mohini. Mohini is the correct answer. So Mohini is a painting by Ravi Verma. Ravi Verma paintings are also very important, because Ravi Verma paintings were asked in NATA many times. For example, the Saraswati painting. Saraswati painting was also once. Many paintings were given, and you were supposed to identify which was the Saraswati painting of Ravi Verma. So that kind of questions was also asked. So Ravi Verma paintings are kind of important. Other paintings are also important. For example, fog paintings are important. Miniature paintings, you have to see the important miniature paintings also. Okay, so that is also important. So this is the Mohini painting by Ravi Verma. Okay, all right. So moving on to next question. which was the capital city of the Maurya dynasty? Which was the capital city of Maurya dynasty? Vaishali, Ujjain, Pataliputra, and Dwaraka. These are the options, okay? Anuja says Pataliputra, Nasiya says Pataliputra. Come on, guys, be active in the chat box. GK questions you can easily score. Just 1 second thinking is only enough. No need to go with all this timings and all. Okay. All right. Almost everyone says Pataliputra. Shall we lock Pataliputra? Jeffrin, Akash, Betsy, Rasia, Jitin. Okay. So the correct answer is Pataliputra. Pataliputra is the correct answer. So Mauryan dynasty as well as Mauryan architecture and Mauryan paintings are also very important. What was the principal building material of Mauryan? Can anybody tell the principal building material of the Mauryan Empire? Anyone? What was the principal building material? That is why Mauryan monuments are not being recovered. It was kind of in the ruins. Why? The principal building material was wood. That is why Mauryan monuments are kind of, we are not supposed to see that. We are not seeing Mauryan monuments recently. Okay. So moving on to next question. Which one among the following is known as the seventh pagoda? Seventh pagoda. We have Konark, Tanjore is there, Mamallapuram is there, and Madurai is also there. So which one is known as the seventh pagoda? Seventh pagoda. Okay, let's see Mamallapuram, Nilina Mamallapuram, Akash Mamallapuram. Okay, we have Madurai answer also, Anuja. All right, so I'm locking Mamallapuram. Mamallapuram is the correct answer. So Mamallapuram is the city of Pallavas. Pallavas were very famous for the both architecture as well as paintings. Pallava architecture is very famous. It is actually said that Pallavas only started the paved the foundation stone for the Dravidian architecture. So in that way, Pallavas are famous, and in paintings also, Pallavas are very famous. Why? Because even the Pallava kings were very good painters. So that is why. Okay. All right. So that is 7 pagoda, Mamallapuram. Moving on to next question. Which one of the following is the world's largest cricket stadium? Largest cricket stadium. Which one is the world's largest cricket stadium? Okay, where in India? Sardar Patel, Sardar Patel. Any other answers? Sardar Patel, Sardar Patel. Okay. Everybody is saying Sardar Patel. Okay. All right. So locking Sardar Patel Stadium. Sardar Patel Stadium is the world's largest cricket stadium. That credit also goes to India only. Okay. All right. So the what is important? What is important to Sardar Patel Stadium, or what is important of these kind of questions? So this shows that even sports is also very important part in your NATA questions. Sports, many questions. For example, we have seen the IPL question, right? So sports questions are being recently given more importance in the NATA question. So make sure that you're not missing the sports questions also. Make sure that you're going through at least the I think the monuments, the spare stadiums, and all those kind of things which are recently in the current affairs. Okay. All right. So moving on to next one. In which state is the Orang National Park? Which state? Arunachal, Assam, Sikkim, Meghalaya. Assam. Okay. All right. So let me log Assam itself. Okay. Assam. Assam is the correct answer. So we have to look at this national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, especially if they were in news recently. So you have to look at this. For example, some of our national parks are in a UNESCO World Heritage Site also. So make sure that you are not missing those national parks at least. Okay, so Orang National Park, if you are going to Assam, we'll be having Manasas also there. Kaziranga is also there. So these national parks are also very important. So make sure you're not missing the national park list. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Which one of the following is the largest monastery in India? Largest monastery in India. Chat box is kind of slow, I think. Golden Namge. Okay. THiNC. Okay. I'm rolling. Okay, we are getting almost all monastery, all the options in the answer. I think. All the options in the question. THiNC. Nasia said THiNC. Jeffrey THiNC. Anija said Namthrolling. Okay. Which one? Golden Namge. Golden Namge is the largest monastery in India. Monasteries are very fine examples of these monuments. So very fine examples of this architectural brilliance. So make sure that you're at least looking at the very important monasteries. For example, in Arunachal area, Sikkim area, and if you're taking your neighbors Bhutan and all, it's very famous for monasteries. So make sure you're not missing those very famous monasteries. It's nearly impossible to take all the monasteries, but we can take the very important ones. You can take. Okay. All right. Next one. Identify the recent logo of Baskin-Robbins. Recent logo of Baskin-Robbins. A, C. Any other answers? All right. Majority goes with A. Okay. So we'll be locking A. Logos are very important. Sorry. Okay. So logos are very important. Logos are very important. So make sure that you're not missing those logos. Next one. Identify the architect of Mantri Mandir Dome. All right, the correct answer is Roger Anchor. Roger Anchor is the correct answer. So this is in the Auroville in Pondicherry. Auroville in Pondicherry, very famous monument. Okay, in the Tamil Nadu, Chennai region. Moving on to the next question. Which of the countries are Zen gardens popular? Japan, Italy, Thailand, and China. Zen gardens. Nia says Japan. First place is Japan. Nilina says Japan. Anuja says Japan. Aparna Pillai says Japan. Okay, shall we log Japan? All right, so Japan is the correct answer. Zen gardens popular in Japan. Next question. To which among the following states did Article 370 of the Indian Constitution relate to? It was in the news. Every time it will be in the news. Whenever an election is happening, this thing will be in the news. So that is important. It is having. Slay Rasool says Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Any other answers? J&K, J&K. Nasia says J&K. Nia says J&K. Akar says J&K. Okay, so you think we can log Jammu and Kashmir? Okay, so Article 370. Article 370 was abrogated recently, so that is why it was in the news. Okay, so now Jammu and Kashmir is a union territory. Before it was a state, now it is a union territory. Okay, all right. So that is regarding Jammu. So next, moving on to next question. You have to match the following. Writers Building, Baba Para, Imambara, Bharat Bhavan, and Buland Darwaza. You can say the color code of the shade code. That will be fine. Either it's triangle or rhombus, you can say that. Or maybe the color code, green, red, like that you can say. Okay, red. Okay, option 1, red. Okay, that's correct. A4, B1, C3, and D2. That is the correct answer. Okay. All right. Who is the architect of Belgian Embassy in New Delhi? Architect of Belgian Embassy in New Delhi. Edwin Lutyens, Herbert Baker, Joseph Allen Stein, and Satish Gujarat. They are the options. Who is architect? Belgian Embassy in New Delhi. Okay, first place is Satish Gujarat, Nia Satish Gujarat. Any other answers? Anuja says Edwin Lutyens. Okay, so I think I lock Satish Gujarat. Okay, so Satish Gujarat, famous architect. He is the architect of Belgian Embassy in New Delhi. Next one. Identify the building which is also one of the tallest buildings in India. World 1, Palais Royale, Nathani Heights, and the 42. Which one? Okay, Nilina says World 1. Ankita says Palais. Nasia says World 1. Okay, right. So I think, yeah, more answers. Akar says World 1. Nia says World 1. Jeffrey says Palais. So what is the correct answer? World 1. World 1 is the correct answer. Okay. World 1 is the tallest buildings in India. Next question. So who is this famous architect? Santiago Calatrava, Jack Ingalls, Tom Wright, Thomas Heatherwick. Who is this famous architect? Tom Wright, Tom Wright. Akarsh says Tom Wright. Nilina says Tom Wright. Ankita says Thomas. Let's see, yellow. Okay, so yellow is Tom Wright. Okay, so I'm locking yellow, Tom Wright. Okay, so Tom Wright is the correct answer. Next one. Who is the architect of the famous dancing house? Frank Lloyd Wright, Vlado Milanic, Santiago Calatrava, and Richard Rogers. Who is the famous architect? Red, blue, Milanic. Okay. So which one should I lock? Right, so I'm locking Vlado Milanic. Vlado Milanic is a famous architect and he designed the famous dancing house. Next one. Again, to identify the architect. So who is this famous architect? Red. Okay, so red is Francis Carey. Okay, Pushkar says red. Okay. All right, so I'm locking red. That is Francis Carey. Francis Carey is a famous architect and he's the winner of the 2022 Pritzker Prize also. That is a prize which is considered as very renowned for the architects. Kind of considered as a Nobel Prize of architecture. Okay, so Francis Carey won that. Moving on to next one. Begin to identify the architect. F.L. Wright, dancing house. Yeah. So who's the architect? Frank Lloyd Wright. F.L. Wright is the correct answer. Next one. Which street is the Valley of Flowers National Park located? Again, this is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So what you understood from this, UNESCO World Heritage Sites are very important. UNESCO World Heritage Sites are very important. You have to study only, we have only 7 UNESCO World Heritage, natural UNESCO World Heritage Sites and 32 cultural sites are. So make sure that you're not missing anything in that. Okay, so one mixed site is also there, Kanchenjunga. All right, so which state Valley of Flowers is located? Which state? Akarsh says yellow. Nilina Uttarakhand, Shahana Uttarakhand, Ankita UK, Jeffrin Uttarakhand. Okay, so lock Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand is the correct answer. Valley of Flowers National Park. Okay, next one. In which country was the 2020 Olympics hosted? Brazil, China, England, and Japan. Brazil, China, England, and Japan. Snehal says Japan. Nasia says Japan. Nilina, Japan. Akar says Japan. Anuja, Japan. Aparna says Japan. All right, so I'll log Japan. Okay, so the 2020 Olympics was, it's also called the Tokyo Olympics. Tokyo in Japan. Okay, it was held in Japan. Next one. Which of the following has a huge potential for harnessing tidal energy in India? Backwaters of Kerala, Gulf of Mannar, Gulf of Cambrian, Chilka Lake. Do you have any tricks regarding memory based? Tricks regarding memory based, basically you'll have to see, for example, if you are studying UNESCO World Heritage Site, you can remember using that order. You remember, if you remember using that order of inclusion in the heritage list and all, it will be more easy. Okay, like that you can study. Regarding paintings also, you can study like that. For example, instead of studying randomly, you can study like starting from the time. You can start from the prehistoric time. So some elements will be there. Some prehistoric elements will be there in the next stage also. So it will be carrying forward. It will be some adaptation of in the next stage. Some adaptation will be there. So like that. It will be a kind of a gradual basic. Okay, like that way you can study. Other than that, UNESCO, for example, logos, how you can study for UNESCO World. If you are studying the UN logos and all, if it is regarding agriculture, some agricultural element will be there. For example, wheat will be there. So what you can do is that if something is related to wheat is actually coming, you can kind of guess that it is from agriculture. For example, Food and Agriculture Organization, it is having a wheat logo. IFAD, that is also having a wheat logo. In India, if you're coming to India, ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture, so that is also kind of having a wheat logo. So if you are actually looking at few of the logos like that, automatically things will come to your mind. For example, Indian Air Force is having the wings of a Garuda. ICAR, Indian Council, International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, that is also having this kind of wings. So both are actually related to something with the airfield. Okay, like that wise you can actually guess the logos and all. Monuments also you can do the same. For example, if you are studying based on the timeline, for example, what happened during the Babur's era? What happened during the Babur's era? If you know, you'll be easily able to find. Okay, what all things are there? For example, Humayun went to Persia. So whatever monuments in Humayun's era, it will be having Persian elements. Okay, so if one image is being shown, if you know the Persian elements also, you can easily guess. Okay, this is from Humayun's period. So what are the basic some monuments in Humayun? If you know, you can easily guess that. Like that way, you can go. All right. So this is Gulf of Cambridge, Gujarat. Which of the following churches in Europe suffered a devastating fire in April 2019? So which one? It is a Notre Dame Cathedral, Paris. Again, what is the relevance of this question? Again, this shows the importance of current affairs. See, it's humanly impossible to study all the monuments and all. But whenever something is there in current affairs, it will become relevant in GK also. For example, this was in current affairs due to this. Okay, so you have to study what all are the features of this monument. What all are the features? What type of architecture is this? All these things you have to study. So at that time, when this, for example, identify this monument, that kind of question can be asked. At that time, you can link it with the current affairs. Okay, this was asked, so I have already studied like that kind of way, you can actually link it. Okay. Next one. Which among the following countries has the longest coastline? United States of America, Russia, India, Norway. These are the options. Norway. Okay. Green is Norway. Akash is saying green. Anuja is saying India. Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Okay, so we'll lock Norway. Norway is having the longest coastline. Canada is also having one of the longest coastline. So, but it is not in the list. Last ruler of Mughal dynasty was. We have options: Babur, Akbar, Bahadur Shah Zafar, and Sher Shah Suri. Yellow. Okay. Yellow. Okay, everybody is with yellow. Okay, so what is yellow? Bahadur Shah Zafar. Bahadur Shah Zafar. I will be locking Bahadur Shah Zafar. Okay, so what was the timeline of the Mughal rulers? Can anyone say? Who came first? Babur came first. After Babur, who came first? After Babur, who came? Humayun came. Humayun came. After that, Akbar came. Akbar came, and after that, Jahangir came. After that, Shah Jahan came. After that, Aurangzeb came. Aurangzeb, the rule of the great Mughals that ended with Aurangzeb. So after that, only Bahadur Shah Zafar came. Okay. So Bahadur Shah Zafar is kind of considered as the last rule of the greater Mughal dynasty. Okay. So after that, also Mughal rulers were there, but they were not powerful like the greater Mughals. Okay. Which among the following United Nations agencies is responsible for providing humanitarian and development aid to children worldwide? We have WHO, World Health Organization, UNEP, UNHCR, and UNICEF. Snehal says UNHCR. Nessie says UNICEF. Any other options? Any other answers? Green is UNICEF. Nia says UNICEF. Shahana says green. Okay. So what is the correct answer? UNICEF. UNICEF is the correct answer. So UNICEF means what? United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. But now they have renamed it. Now they have renamed it to United Nations Children's Fund. United Nations Children's Fund. Okay. So what are the other things? WHO, World Health Organization, UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, UNHCR, United Nations High Commission for Human Refugees, High Commission for Refugees. Okay. So these are the other organizations. So make sure that you are studying the logo also. Once UNEP's logo was asked once. Okay. So make sure that you are not missing the logos, and not missing the headquarters also. Sometimes headquarters will also be asked. Okay. So make sure you're not missing. For example, WHO was in news recently, right? Due to this COVID era and all, WHO was in news. So make sure that you are not missing those things which were in news at least. Okay. All right. So moving on to next one. What is the ratio between the length and breadth of Indian national flag? Can I get the answers? 3:5 is that, 1:3 is that, 2:2.5 is that, 4:6 is that. What is the correct answer? Green. Okay. Green. 4:6. Okay. Any other answers? 2:2.5. Okay. All right, 4:6, 1:3. Okay. So I'll log 4:6. 4:6 is the ratio of Indian flag between the length and breadth of Indian flag. So make sure that you're noting the colors of saffron, yellow, saffron, white, and green. That also you have to understand. Next one. Epigraphy is a study of ancient pottery, epics, inscriptions, and monuments. D. Epigraphy is a study of inscriptions, yellow inscriptions. So we have pottery, epics, inscriptions, and monuments. Yellow. Okay, so what is that? Inscriptions. Epigraphy is the study of ancient inscriptions. Next one. What is represented by the image below? If we can be more specific regarding the logo, it will be good. What logo is it? What logo it is also you can say. Okay. We have military school, bank, industry brand, and building product. B. Blue what bank. Okay. All right. So NIAS has answered it properly. It is SIB, South Indian Bank. South Indian Bank. Okay. So it is answer is bank. Next one. What is to identify the correct orientation of the SAIL logo from the given images? Which one is a SAIL logo? BP. BP. Okay. All right. All right. So I think I'll log B. Okay. So B is the correct answer. That is the correct orientation. What is SAIL? Steel Authority of India Limited. Steel Authority of India Limited. So SAIL is a PSU. Maharatna PSU. Maharatna PSU means what? PSUs are public sector undertaking. Maharatna PSUs are huge profit-making PSU. So we have only very few Maharatna PSUs. So make sure you're not missing the logos as well as the major features of this PSUs. Okay. So that will be that's a possible question. Okay. This was also asked in the previous years. All right. So next one. Identify the purpose of the product given below. Chandelier, umbrella stand, bird nest, water filter. What is the purpose? Blue. Okay. So blue is umbrella stand. Any other options? Blue. Okay. All right. So what is the purpose? Along umbrella stand. This is the umbrella stand. Okay. All right. Next one. Identify the logo from given image. BARCH. Baba Atomic Research Center, ICER, Indian Institute of Science and Research, ICAR, Indian Council for Agriculture Research and IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. Red is BARCH, green is IIT, Sadhika IIT, Pitsi IIT, Aakash, green, Anuja IIT, Salan IIT, Fasi Razul IIT, Ampika, red, BARCH, C IIT, okay. Alright, so I'll log IIT. IIT is the correct answer, okay. The image PNG, P stands for which of the following? PNG. Red, portable, okay. C says red. Tirumala Setti says portable, okay. So red is portable. E, okay. All right, so anyway, I'll log portable. So PNG, P stands for portable. Portable network graphics. Portable network graphics is the correct answer. What is the image given below known as? No, not getting any answers, I think. Okay, yellow, red, Vitruvian man, C, yellow, okay. Yellow, C. Any other answers? Okay, so I'll lock it. Which one? Vitruvian man, I like. Okay, so this is the Vitruvian man. Drawing is the Vitruvian man, and it was from Leonardo da Vinci. So Vitruvian man is kind of showing the relation of man with universe. So that was a concept which is there in Vitruvian man. Next. Identify the artist of the given artwork. SH Rasa, C. Snehal says SH Rasa, Nilina SH Rasa, Shravya SH Rasa, Niyas SH Rasa, Pravalika again say. So Sapna says D, okay. D is SH Rasa. Okay, so what is the correct answer? SH Rasa. SH Rasa is the correct answer. Next one. The given portrait is of an Indian artist. Identify the artist. Yellow. Okay, so yellow is Savitribai Phule. D. Okay, Akshay says A is Amrita Shergill. Okay, Nilina says Amrita Shergill. Any other options? Red is Amrita Shergill. A. Okay. Okay, so shall I lock Amrita Shergill? Okay, the famous Indian artist Amrita Shergill is the correct answer. Next one. Which era does the figurine given below symbolize? Greek, Indus Valley, prehistoric, and Egyptian. Which era? Blue is Indus Valley. Betsy says blue, Akar says blue, Nilina says Indus Valley, Snehal says B. B is Indus Valley, Anuja Indus, Fasley Razul blue, Akshay B. Mia says Indus Valley. Okay. Alright, so I'm locking Indus Valley. Okay, so Indus Valley is the correct answer. This is from the Indus Valley civilization of Harappan civilization. What is this figure called? What is this sculpture called? Dancing Girl. Dancing Girl, the copper sculpture we got from Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Okay. All right. Moving on to next one. Name the artist who painted the artwork below. 3 pujarins. Okay, thank you, Snehal and Nilina. Dancing Girl is answer. Okay. Okay, we have Satyajit Ray, P.V. Doshi, Jamini Roy, and M.F. Hussain. So who painted this? C, yellow. Okay, C and yellow is Jamini Roy. Green is M.F. Hussain. C, okay, yellow. Ambika P. Nair, yellow. Shahana, yellow. Salhan, yellow. Shravya, C. With MP, C. Okay, so shall I lock Jamini Roy? So Jamini Roy is the correct answer. From the choices given below, choose the painting Glow of Hope by the Indian painter Solaram Haltankar. Which one is Glow of Hope? Glow of Hope by S.L. Haltankar. B. Okay, B. Okay, everyone is with B. Okay. All right. So I think I'll lock B. B. Okay. All right. So I'm locking B. So the painting Glow of Hope by Solvaram Haltankar. B. It's also called as the Lady with the Lamp. Lady with the Lamp. The painting is also called. Next one. Identify the plan of a classical building that was erected for purpose of mass scale entertainment. Greek amphitheater, Roman Colosseum, Roman circus, and Greek agora. Which one is the correct answer? Okay, everyone is with B and blue. Okay. Collision. Okay, anyway, I'm locking collision. Okay, that's the correct answer. Collision, where might have seen in the movies and all, right? Gladiators and all. That's collision. Next one. Which of the following symbols does not fall under a spiritual category? C. Okay, all right. All right, so locking C. Okay, C does not fall under spiritual category. Next one. Again, identify the logos and find the odd one out. A. B. Only one answer, I think. B. Okay, everyone is with B. Okay, so I lock B. So B is of Motorola. Next one. Which among the following brand logo is odd one out again? It's of a mobile company. Yeah, it's of a mobile company. Others are of food products. Anuja. A, C. Okay, all right. So lock C. Almost everyone is with C. Okay, C is the correct answer. Next one. Which of the forts famous for its water management has been nominated and submitted by the Government of India in year 2020 for its inclusion in World Heritage Site? And we have Golconda, Gwalior Fort, Mehrangarh Fort, and Jaigarh Fort. Which one? C. A, C. Red. Okay, red is Golconda. Red. Okay. Blue. Okay, blue is Gwalior Fort. A. Okay. All right. So the answer is Golconda. Golconda in Hyderabad, Telangana. Okay. Next one. Southwest monsoon contributes dash of the total rain in India. You are supposed to answer with the percentage. 86, 50, 22, 70. A is 86. So much percentage? Okay, all right. Everybody is worth 86. Okay, blocking 86. Okay. Southwest monsoon contributes 86% of total rain. Other part remaining comes from northeast monsoon and other local showers. Okay. Next. Which day is celebrated on 22nd March every year? Water Day, Architecture Day. I'm sorry, there is one mistake in the question. Mistake in the option. So still the correct answer is also there. So we can guess from that. All right. So one is the correct answer and all others are kind of same only. Right? Okay. So red is the only correct answer. World Water Day. Okay. Sorry for the mistake from our side. The photographs of Mother Teresa illustrated below is a work by which photojournalist? Dabu Ratnani, Rekrai, Atul Kaspekar, and Radhika Ramaswamy. All right, Rekrai. Blue is Rekrai. Okay, so that is Rekrai. The Pulitzer Award winning photographer Rekrai. Very famous for his Bhopal tragedy pictures also. Okay, Rekrai is the correct answer. Next one. Okay, so I'll hold it for some time. The question. Green, okay. Blue, green, C. Green, okay, C. Okay, I'll give 10 more seconds. So what is the correct answer? Green. Green is the correct answer. Next one. Identify the logo that which depicts a brand known for lodging and hospitality. Which one? All right, C. C is the correct answer, right? So what is C? C is Airbnb. Airbnb is a very famous hospitality brand known for its lodging and hospitality. Okay. All right. Next one. With respect to Sustainable Development Goals by United Nations Development Program, identify the symbol for the goal climate action. Climate action. Okay, everyone is with B. Okay, locking B. Okay, so you have to study all the Sustainable Development Goals and their images of icons also. Next one. Which of the following places is famous for chikankari work, which is the traditional art of embroidery? Chikankari. We have Hyderabad, Lucknow, Jaipur, and Alirajpur. Very famous embroidery. Recently, one artist, few artists, they were also awarded Padma Shri for this chikankari work. So that also makes this important. So what is chikankari work? It will be kind of the yarn as well as the fabric. They will be kind of the similar color, right? So that will be kind of a shadow work. Okay. So what is the place? From which place is the chikankari? Lucknow. Okay. All right. All right. Most of you are with Lucknow, so locking Lucknow. Lucknow is the correct answer. Lucknow, UP. Next one. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted by United Nations member states in 2015, proposes dash, which provides a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, now and into the future. Sustainable Development Goals. How many Sustainable Development Goals we have? You've already seen 4 of the icons, right? So in the previous question. So how many Sustainable Development Goals are there like that? Okay, all right. So we have 17 sustainable development. So make sure you're not missing those 17 sustainable development goals, and make sure every sustainable goal is having the one icon also. So make sure you're not leaving that icon and sustainable development goal. Okay, so study all the 17 sustainable development goal and the logos also. Logos of the UNDP, UNEP, all those kind of UN logos also you have to study. Okay. Next one. In the year 2020, who won the International Children's Peace Prize? Malala Yousafzai, Angela Merkel, Om Prakash Gurjar, and Saadat Rahman. So the correct answer is green. Green, Saadat Rahman. Okay. All right. So Saadat Rahman is the correct answer. Saadat Rahman is a young entrepreneur who got the 2020 award for Children's Peace Prize. Next one. Chief Justice of Supreme Court is appointed by Speaker of Lok Sabha, Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Prime Minister, and President. So who appoints the Chief Justice of Supreme Court? Okay, President, Speaker, President, Hamilton, President, Presley Rasool, President. Okay. All right. All right. Everyone is for President. So log President. Okay, so President appoints the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Okay, so the President elections are also coming. So make sure that in July, I think President's elections are coming. The Election Commission has already notified the President election. So some questions can be asked from that department also. So make sure you're not leaving those department also. Okay, right. Next. Which of the following sports are shoes made of metal? Soccer, athletics, horse riding, and basketball. Which one? C. Okay, horse racing. Yellow. Okay, yellow is horse racing. Okay, so we love horse racing. Horse racing is a sport in which metal shoes are used. Okay. All right. So now we have come to the end of our session. So I hope this questions will help you. So we have filtered the previous year questions regarding your NATA examination. So obviously, I'm pretty sure that this will be helping for your examination. So we have seen many topics, like for example, logos. You have seen the logos which were rebranded recently. So make sure that you're not missing those topics, and whichever thing is there in the current affairs, make sure you're not missing those things. For example, if some monument got some award. For example, this Nizamuddin Basti project. Nizamuddin Basti project was recently awarded the UNESCO World Heritage Award. So that event make that project also very important. Logos also. For example, Mahindra has rebranded its logo. Google Chrome has rebranded its logo. MI has rebranded its logo. So all these things make logos also. These kind of logos also very important. Again, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some of them were added to the tentative list. So make sure you're not missing it. And this Raja Ravarma paintings. Raja Ravarma's paintings were asked many times for NATA examination. So that was also kind of important for your examination. So make sure you're not missing those key areas. These are the key areas which will be repeated also. Either the themes will be repeated or the kind of questions will be repeated. Okay. So make sure you're not missing those areas: monuments, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, logos. Again, some dance forms wasn't there, or somebody was awarded something. For example, this Chikankari art as well as this Pulkari art. These artists were awarded Padma Shri. So at that time, these artworks will become more important. So make sure you're not missing those events. Again, brand ambassadors. Some brands have appointed as Bollywood stars and cricketers also. They have been appointed as a brand ambassador. Again, in cricketing field also many appointments have been made. Okay, for example, Rahul Dravid was appointed as head coach of India. Again, Indian captain Rohit Sharma. IPL, regarding IPL also question. IPL was concluded recently only, right? So regarding that also questions can be asked. So make sure you're not missing those key areas. I hope you understood the themes in which the questions will be coming. For example, logos, monuments, so our polls will be there, ambassadors will be there. So make sure you're not covering all the major events which happened in the current affairs team. Okay. All right. So that's regarding that's from my side. So I'll be handing over the voice to Suraj sir. I hope he's here.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay, thank you. So I hope the session was really useful. We will be having a similar session tomorrow also. If there is any particular topic that you want us to cover or clear tomorrow, if you can let us know, we would try our best to cover up that topic also. Okay, so please do share if there are any suggestions. How did you feel about this particular session? If there are any improvements that you want, you can please post that in the live session chat box and let us know. You're welcome. I think there's a lot of thank you also that's coming for Akhil sir, Betsy, Hannah, Anuja, Pravalika, Beat Savya. Okay. So also please note, in terms of general knowledge and current affairs, just like sir has said, there are lots of painters, especially Indian painters, wherein NATA tries to focus on. Also monuments, World Heritage Sites, tentative list. Tentative list is something that is repeatedly asked by most of the NATA exams. So please ensure that you have all those things brushed up. Okay, and things that are related to current affairs. Again, Olympics is something that is important. IPL, as sir has said, again, there has been 2 new teams that has come up. So all of that things are obviously important. logos that has been rebranded. So I think you've got a brief idea of how to cover up all these things. The best things that you can do towards the last few hours before the exam is to cover up the previous year questions. You get a pattern, you get an idea, you get a certain amount of confidence so that you can happily go ahead and attempt the exams. Okay, please try to attempt the easier ones first, gain some confidence, and then go for the tougher ones. You will definitely find it easier. Okay, I'm sure that you all must have been practicing for a long period of time. Okay, so if there are any suggestions, we would love to hear it in the chat box. Please let us know in the chat box what are the subjects that you want us to cover tomorrow. Tomorrow also we'll be having a very short sprint. We would try to cover up some of the topics. We have put up a poll. If there are any particular subjects that you want us to cover, please do raise your voices in the live chat box. Please do poll. Okay, and anyone and everyone who is finding this content interesting, please do hit a like and do not forget to subscribe so that the next time we are live, you will get a notification. Okay, so see you tomorrow. We genuinely hope that this was extremely useful. Tomorrow we'll be back once again with YouTube live again, talking about ARC awareness and all. We will have a session on that. For those students who are writing NATA for the first time, or probably those students who have applied NATA very recently, I hope you all must have got your admit cards and all. Please note, if you're writing, there are three attempts of NATAs that you can take. If you're attempting only the first NATA, if you're attempting only any one of the NATA exams, then that score would be your final NATA valid score. If you are attempting 2 NATAs out of 3, best of the 2 scores, any one highest score out of those 2 scores would be selected as your valid score. And if you are writing all the NATA exams, then the average of those 2 best scores would be taken. So NATA 1, NATA 2, NATA 3 you write, then the highest 2 NATA would be taken and an average would be considered. Okay, so I hope you are clear about all these things. If there are any further questions, you can please let us know in the live chat box. We would be happy to answer those questions. Okay, and tomorrow also we'll be coming up with another live. Okay, any doubts after this live, you can post it at 8086 111 216 or 8086 111 488. So I hope everyone has voiced their opinion in the live chat box poll that has been going on. See you tomorrow, same place. We would let you know what exactly would be the topics beforehand. Thank you, everyone. We hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you.